And good morning, everybody. How are we doing out there on this Friday morning? It's 5:38, and this is the Q92 Morning Show, but not just any morning show. The morning show we are broadcasting live from Fairless High School for the 17th annual Students for Sobriety broadcast. Good morning, everybody. Christian Bigglesworth here with you, and Lauren and Jake here with me at 5:30 for once.
I know, it's
How's it
early.
feel? I
Fantastic.
don't
No,
think.
it is fantastic because we're at Fairless High School.
Yes, we are here kicking off, like I said, the 17th annual Students for Sobriety broadcast. We'll be doing the show live, like I said, from Fairless all the way until 10 o'clock here this morning. We're going to have a lot of great guests on here showcasing an area high school like we do once a year, every year, not only showcasing some of the great things going on at these area high schools when we do these broadcasts, but also, sending out the positive message as the prom season is here that we want everybody to have an amazing time, really enjoy themselves, but at the same time want them to make the right decisions, be safe, and we want everyone to be right back at school on Monday after their prom or after they go to Cedar Point or Kennywood or wherever they go after prom.
Do they still do that?
I think they do. I think they still do a little bit of, Cedar Point just opens this weekend. For instance,
True.
the Knott daughter had prom last weekend, but Cedar Point was not open. They had to go to Kennywood.
That's kind of a bummer. Well,
It is.
Kennywood's good
Well,
too, though.
they had an early prom.
They did. It seems like it.
They didn't like it. They're like, they were so early.
I feel like
the next two.
Yeah, are
like-
appropriate because you want to get them closer
Yeah.
to graduation,
Yeah.
and that's part of the celebration. So
Yeah, so we are going to be out here all day today, broadcasting live. So glad you guys are with us. Thank you if you have us on the radio, if you're listening to us at our website, q92radio.com, or even if you are watching, because we are actually live about 90 minutes early on Facebook, YouTube, and X. Q92 Radio on Facebook, Q92 Radio on YouTube, and at Q92 on X. Of course, got to thank our sponsors for this event. We cannot do it without them. Whatever school we go to, it seems some awesome area businesses want to be a part of this, want to help support here, as we even have some of these businesses here setting up to give these kids a fun morning. We're gonna give them some donuts. We're going to hang out with today and do some really cool things. There's going to be a blow up obstacle course for them to do. It's going to be a lot of fun.
yeah, the National Guard. Shout out to them. Their blow up inflatable is the largest inflatable I think I've ever seen.
It's pretty impressive. It's two huge parts they connect. It's very impressive. But I gotta thank CSE, Federal Credit Union, Safe Communities, Child and Adolescent Behavioral Health, ComQuest Recovery Services, Brewster Federal Credit Union, Brewster Cheese, Regional EMS, Rocksteady Builders, DeHoff's Ty Colucci, Dirty Hands Excavating, Mary Ann's Donuts. They are all part of why we can bring this to you here this morning out here at Fairless High School. So I'll be talking to you from here all morning long. Did you get any sleep last night?
I did-ish. I went to bed at like 9:30. Kept waking up. Like when you have to be up, like you cannot oversleep or not hear your alarm.
The stress and anxiety will keep you up.
Yeah. So it was hard to fall asleep, but it was even harder to get into a deep sleep. But it's fine. It's Friday. That's what naps are for. And I'm looking forward to talking to some of these clubs that we have scheduled, like the senior class officers, speech and debate, the baseball team. Of course, they're in season right now. The football team, Key Club. I mean, they've got a lot of great clubs that are going to come on air and talk to us. And I'm excited, too, to talk to Judge Elam later today.
Yeah, we're going to have a lot of guests in here. Looking forward to, like I said, not only are we sending a great message, and all these businesses are helping us spread that message to these area high schools every year, no matter where we go, but really cool to see. You get to learn a little bit about how some of these communities are and how great some of these kids are and the staff that teaches them and looks after them here at these schools. And I'm excited. Fairless has been nothing but welcoming to us, and we're looking forward to this broadcast here now as I see people already setting up their tables for the kids. So
yeah, I'm excited. I think it's Brewster Federal Credit Union and the Stark County Sheriff's Office is
they
here.
brought some stuff.
They did. They came ready.
Yeah, we're ready to go. So yeah, well, we have a few minutes. I stayed at an area hotel last night. I went.
How'd you sleep?
Not well. And it's fine because, to be honest, because I say we're at my drive was still actually shorter than it would have been on a normal day.
Significantly shorter.
Got up at the same time, but it was a shorter drive.
Yeah.
I actually followed Jake. I caught up with Jake, and when I followed him in, he drove right in front of me. I was like, oh, there's
I
Jake.
saw that. Yeah, I was trying to catch up to you guys, but apparently you were much further ahead of me. But yeah, I mean, can I ask a question? What does everybody do that they're up on the highway at 4:20 in the morning?
Yeah, I mean, again, these are roads I never travel on the way here, so these are
Yeah.
But I was also, especially on 77, was rather busy for 4:20 in the morning.
Right.
I was like, well, that's wow, look at all you guys.
Like,
where
where are you
heading?
going? Like, I almost wanted to roll my window down and be like,
Yeah.
hey.
Yeah, don't know, but yeah, I stayed at an area hotel. Now I did I did go cheap because I was like, you know what? I just need a place to sleep for the night. I'm not looking for luxury. This isn't a vacation. I just don't want to drive.
How'd that work out for you?
Poor.
Yeah.
Poor. I don't want to call it anybody. I don't want to.
He stayed at an area Belden Village hotel. Let's leave it at that.
I did
because there's several.
And it could have been cleaner.
Was it the La Quinta? No, I'm just kidding.
No, but I'll tell you what, I'm ready to give him another chance. It was not the cleanest.
Yeah.
And the people that were also staying there weren't not that I expect silence at a hotel, but I felt someone maybe 2 or 3 rooms down from me really left and returned to their room a lot
frequently
and really enjoyed the noise of the door slamming as hard as it physically could every time they'd leave or come back. I don't know how many times you had to get ice. I don't know how many times the breakfast doesn't even start yet. I didn't even get the breakfast.
I know, I'm starving.
But man, I'm every Tuesday, boom.
Yeah.
Like, all right, boom.
I feel like you would expect that maybe when you were on vacation, like at the height of travel season, not necessarily in the middle of the night in Canton.
Yeah. So it was good. Jamie and Jimmy came up for a few hours. We hung out in Belden for a while, but and I got some good video gaming, and I did do that. But
good for you, buddy.
I will if I have to stay in that area next year, I will
upgrade.
I will probably upgrade slightly because the cleanliness made it even worse than the slamming. The slamming just made me think crimes were being committed.
Someone was leaving the room at hurry.
Time to let the meth settle. You know what I mean? We'll come back. We'll come back. But it's what it is. Anyway, we are glad to be with you. We are saying good morning to you while we have a couple more minutes here. Text coming in. I'll say good morning. We got access to the text line here today. Oh, happy Friday. Lunch lady checking in. Mozzarella sticks and marinara sauce for lunch. Shout out to my sister.
Great.
Have a wonderful day. Good morning, Christian. Happy Friday. Crafts by Kimberly. Good morning, Kimberly. We made it to Friday. Shout out to my son's 24th birthday, Justin from Sports Girl Jesse. Happy birthday, Justin. Oh, man. Some of your names I'm not going to say while we're to school today, but good morning to you if you're some of the regulars. You know who you are, and you're probably laughing. Good morning, Christian. Mr. Kim Bolton checking in. Happy Friday. Good morning to you. MP Captain checking in. Side note, yesterday, I was all the way down at Cabela's Highlands, and 92.5 single was strong. Nice. Love hearing that.
Yeah.
Bobby the Kimball Trash Man's checking in. Bobby, good morning. Be safe out there. And Matt, the trash guy, checking in. I want to give a shout out to Bobby the Kimball Trash Man.
So good morning, Kimball.
We have access to the text line. Feel free to send them in. We are here at Fairless High School for the 17th annual Students for Sobriety broadcast live on Q92. Right now, it's Shine Down. Their tour has begun. I've been watching them on TikTok. Looks awesome. It's Symptom of Being Human on Q.
they kick him out again free. Don't be a stranger, you know you're gonna wake up in his bed in the morning. And if you're under him, you ain't getting over him. I got no rules, I count 'em. I got no rules, I count 'em. I got no rules, I got no rules, I count 'em. Practice makes perfect. I'm still trying to learn it by heart. Eat, sleep, and breathe it. Rehearse and repeat it. 'Cause one, don't pick up the phone. You know he's only calling 'cause he's drunk and alone. Two, don't let him in. You'll have to kick him out again. Three, don't be a stranger. You know you're gonna wake up in his bed in the morning. And if you're under him, you ain't getting over him. I got no rules, I count 'em. I got no rules, I count 'em. Oh, I got no rules, I got no rules, I count 'em. I got no rules.
Today's hit music, Q92, and we are out here broadcasting live from Fairless High School for the 17th annual Students for Sobriety broadcast here. Thank you guys so much for having us on this morning, and a pleasure right now to be talking to Dan Mucci from Child and Adolescent Behavioral Health. They're always a part of Students for Sobriety. They're with us here again this morning. Dan's a friend of the show, been on numerous times. Dan, first of all, before we get anything else, thank you so much for you guys always being a part of our Students for Sobriety broadcast and helping us bring this message to these high schools. We really appreciate you guys being part of it every year.
Well, we appreciate you having us and asking us back every year. We are glad to be a part of it.
Yeah, now there's a lot of reasons that you guys would want to be a part of this, but let's get into why you wanted to be here and why you always want to be a part, looking out for the health and the well-being of these children.
Yeah, so as we know, mental health today is a challenge. A lot of kids today are struggling, not only socially, but also with, some anxiety, stress, pressures. And we like to be a part of it because we are the only, child mental health agency in Stark County. But also we do Stark County Schools Mental Health Week. So it's a nice tie-in. Your event. This event always is, like the day or two before we kick off the week. And so our county schools mental health week is just a nice reminder for kids of all ages from K through 12 about positive mental health, and that there are many trusted adults in the school system as well as their parents. And those are the people you need to lean on to help you through your challenges.
Absolutely. If you're just tuning in right now, we're speaking with Dan Mucci from Child and Adolescent Behavioral Health. And, congratulations to you guys celebrating 50 years in service to this community. Congratulations on that milestone.
Thank you. Yes, we just had a big celebratory celebration on Friday night. We brought in country music artist Chase Bryant to help us celebrate that milestone achievement. Chase had his own mental health journey he shared with our audience and really left everybody with a positive feeling. And again, the message I just said is what resonated with him, is just finding that person to listen to you. And it's so important for adults today to just listen to kids, validate their feelings, help them through their struggle. And then also something that we offer here in Stark County that some other communities still do not offer is the school-based consultation piece of that. And so Chase had even talked about, if a school-based counselor maybe had been available in his small town, that might have helped him. And so we're really fortunate here in Stark County to have those school-based therapists and providers in all of the school districts. CNA serves 8 of them, but those people are really there for the kids to help them through the big and the small challenges that they face day in and day out.
That's awesome. And, just to kind of touch on those services, you guys do offer mental health services for teens and adolescents through the agency. But let's talk about, if there's other things that you guys provide and what's new with child and adolescent.
So a couple of the things that are new is we have a family success network program that just started in September. This is a program that helps parents of all ages, and it's really a program that meets parents where they're at. So if a parent wants to come in and just talk about budgeting and like money management, that's what they'll talk about for a half an hour. If they want to talk about where they can connect with people in the community, our staff, our FSN coaches will point them in the direction to talk with community supporters.
And finally, Dan, what advice would you have for these students, not just the students here at Fairless, but for all the students around here as they're getting ready, especially to get into the prom season here?
Yeah, so obviously the one thing I would tell all kids, which I also told my own kids growing up, is just make good choices. Really think through what you're going to do. Substances and, not using substances during this graduation season, that does not help solve any problems. It usually creates more problems. And so just think through and make really good choices, have fun, and enjoy this time. It really is a special time in your life. And if you lean on your support, you're going to have a successful journey at the end of your high school career into your next chapter in your life.
Love it. Thank you. Dan Mucci from it's what an amazing event it is here today. Dan Mucci at Child Adolescent Behavioral Health. Thank you so much for being part of this event with us. Thank you so much for joining us on the show here for a couple minutes. And we appreciate everything you guys do. And congratulations on 50. That's awesome.
Thank you so much again. And we're always glad to support and help this event.
Today's Hit Music Q92, our Students for Sobriety broadcast live here at Fairless High School.
You know what this is?
WDJQ, Canton, Maslin, New Philly.
All the hits.
Turn it all the way up.
We are Q92, your home for hit music. Always live, always local.
Maybe it's time we do break the bank and switch to CSE Federal Credit Union. Right now, 60-month used car loans are as low as 5.74% with no wacky fees. Just straight up great financing. At CSE, real people, not robots, review every loan application so you'll never slip through the cracks. And now we're serving everyone in Stark, Summit, Portage, Tuscarawas, and Carroll counties. For car loans that don't break your budget, come to CSE Federal Credit Union. Terms and conditions apply. All loans subject to credit approval. Rates may vary based on creditworthiness. Learn more at csefcu.com/car loans.
Dirty Hands Excavating and Restoration LLC is a family-run business owned by Marissa and Brandon Carl, based out of Navarre, Ohio, specializing in excavation, restoration, access, timber, matting, and environmental mitigations for all utility companies. They pride themselves in being the leaders of the best quality provided, working safely and budget efficiency. Dirty Hands Excavating and Restoration LLC can be found on Facebook. They are proud to sponsor Students for Sobriety through Q92 at Fairless High School.
Regional EMS stands as your trusted partner for all things emergency and non-emergency transportation. From the swift response in Carroll County to the seamless transit in Summit, Stark, Portage, and the Mahoning Valley, they've got you covered. Regional EMS is more than just a ride. They're your go-to for business-to-business solutions, too, adapting to meet diverse needs when others won't. Don't hesitate. Connect with Regional EMS today at 330-987-4373 and let them be your solution when time matters most.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textplan.us. Texting enrolls for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stop, opt out. Consult a doctor prior to use.
Wow, you look amazing. What have you been doing?
I'm sure you've heard of Ozempic, Wegovy, and the other GLP-1 medications, right? Well, I found this great company called Zelty. If you qualify, their providers can prescribe medications like Ozempic and Wegovy and other GLP-1 medications that are 80 to 90% less expensive, all 100% online.
I can get GLP-1 medications for 80 to 90% less and do it all online? No doctor's office or pharmacy?
Yes, Zelty can provide semaglutide or tirzepatide, the active ingredients in Ozempic and other expensive GLP-1s, but for 80 to 90% less and shipped directly to your door.
How do I get started with Zelty?
Just send them a text.
Text MORE to 200-300 to get started today with Zelty. Get the same active ingredients in Wegovy or Ozempic, but for 80 to 90% less and 100% online. Don't wait. Text MORE to 200-300 right now for a link to your exclusive offer. Text MORE to 200-300. That's MORE to 200-300. MORE to 200-300. You're listening to the Q92 Morning Show live from Fairless High School for the 17th Annual Students for Sobriety, powered by CSE Federal Credit Union.
Clock hour, the Q92 Morning Show broadcasting live on location today for the 17th. This is the 17th Annual Students for Sobriety broadcast, and we're out here in Navarre at Fairless High School hanging out this morning. Thank you so much for having us on. Glad to be with you here, not just on the radio, but you can also be listening at our website, q92radio.com. You can also be watching the show live on Q92's Facebook, YouTube, and X pages. Q92 Radio on Facebook and YouTube, at Q92 on X, and we're just happy to be here as kids are starting to show up. Lauren, cornhole's being played. The inflatable is being inflated. That is a beast.
It is a beast, and you're right. We did have some kids show up really early this morning. I know bribery helps, so we did kind of bait these kids and let them know that at 6:30 we're going to be pulling a winner for a pair of tickets to go to Country Fest.
Yeah, we rigged the election.
We did,
and we have no problem doing that. We have no shame doing
that.
So
we're not above it.
When you say Country Fest, kids and adults alike tend to be like, "Excuse me." So they are up here filling out, hoping to win, as it's a kind of an early riser's reward, if you will.
It is.
I bet some of you listening wish we were doing that for you for the early risers right now.
Your job should do that,
yes.
though. You're on the way to work, and yeah.
But we are here, like I said. The message of today is that we do this every year, once a year, is that we go to area high schools around here, and we do the show live, and we try to bring a fun morning to everybody. But we want them, because it's that prom season, and we want everybody to have the time of their lives, man. Have a blast, but we just want everyone to be safe, make the right decisions, because we want all these kids to be healthy. They got their whole lives ahead of them. And this morning you'll be hearing us talk to a lot of groups from the school. You'll be hearing us talk to a lot of the sponsors that are with us here today, and they'll be giving the same message of how they want these kids to, to be well, to do well, succeed, and go on to live long, amazing lives. So that's kind of the message today. We are glad to be here. You'll be hearing from a lot of our sponsors here throughout the morning. And while we have a chance, let's run through and thank our sponsors. Of course, CSE Federal Credit Union, Safe Communities, Child and Adolescent Behavioral Health, ComQuest Recovery Services, Brewster Federal Credit Union, Brewster Cheese, Regional EMS, Rocksteady Builders, D-Hops Ty Colucci, Dirty Hands Excavating, J&J Inflatables, and Marianne's Donuts. Right here will be helping us out throughout the morning. So we're glad to be with you. Hope you're having a great start to your day. We appreciate you having us on. Again, it's Friday, everybody. Quick text, Marathon Man. It's Marathon Weekend. There you go. Well, hey.
Go get it.
Go get it. Congratulations to you. We know you'll kill it.
Yes.
TGIF from Tiger Town. Hope everyone has a great day. Please be safe. I'm on the road daily at 3:30 a.m. Doing home hospice for local hospitals. 3:30, that is early.
It is. Well, that's who was on the highway with us then. Yeah.
Yep.
Thank you for what you do, by the way. That's hard work.
Good morning, Christian, Lauren, and Jake, and all the early risers. Highway Guy checking in. Thank God it's Friday. Have a great weekend, everybody. Highway Guy, glad you're with us. MP Captain here, FYI. You guys are on the grounds of a 2025 Wrestling State Champion, Fairless First. Well, that's pretty cool. We might be talking to some of them today.
Yeah, we might.
Proud Navy Mom checking in. Proud Navy Mom, so glad you're with us as well. With you until 10 o'clock here from Fairless, 17th Annual Students for Sobriety broadcast. Right now, it is Alex Warren and Joe Jonas burning down on cue.
Can't see the knife when you're too close, too close. Trust cuts deeper than lies, even as the days go by.
Morning Show. Christian, Lauren, Jake, we are live at the 17th annual Students for Sobriety broadcast here in beautiful Fairless High School, hanging out this morning. It's been a great time already. We're having a lot of fun out here. Thank you guys for having us on the radio. If you're listening at q92radio.com, or if you're watching the live video stream of Students for Sobriety on Facebook, YouTube, and X, we appreciate you guys being with us here this morning. And pleasure to be joined right now by Stark County Sheriff Weisburn, joining us here for a few minutes. And Sheriff, first of all, thank you for everything that you guys do every single year with Students for Sobriety. You guys are always great partners. You're always present. You're always helping with this event, and we can't thank you and all your people enough, because you do a great job helping us bring this event to area high schools every year.
Christian, thank you. It's a pleasure being here with you and Lauren. It's such an important time of year. I know, spring, and everyone's excited to get out there and get running around doing fun things. Prom time is here. It's been a long time, but I sure remember being in high school, right?
Yeah.
It's fun. It's fun hanging with your friends, having a great time. There's nothing better. It's a great time in a person's life. And that's why we got to put, I know it sounds corny, and I know I sound old, you got to put safety first. Yeah. And, you got to be responsible, because, the decisions you make today are going to affect you the rest of your life. And it isn't even, it's just really about being careful, being safe. Go have a good time. Go enjoy time with your friends, because, good gosh, we all love doing that back in our high school years. And it's fantastic. It's wonderful. But I know I sound old when I say this, but you got to be responsible. And, you got a lot of parents out there that are concerned about their kids running around. They try to get excited, and they are excited about their kids going to prom, as we all are. But, at the end of the day, that's our loved ones. That's our babies.
Yeah.
And as parents, we want to make sure that our babies are taken care of, and be responsible.
Absolutely. Yep.
Any parent, I know you're both parents, and Christian, yours are way too young, and you'll be going through this later in life. But, you just want that phone call.
Yeah.
And, I know you have a bonus child too, though, right, Chris?
I do, and she's getting ready to go to prom.
She's going, yeah.
And I've literally had that conversation with her. I've said, I will take that phone call at 3 a.m. 100 times before I get the knock on the door from a Sheriff Weisburn to tell me something that destroys my life.
Yep. They call that hat in hand.
Yeah.
You don't want an officer arriving at your door with their hat in their hand.
Yeah. And another thing too that you brought, it's true. And I know, like you keep saying, like, we're not trying to sound old because we're all parents now,
right.
But the bottom line is sometimes they think of it, we're trying to kill the buzz, or we're just being old. When the fact is, all you care about, Sheriff Weisburn, all the parents, they just want their kids home safe.
Yep.
That's the bottom line.
And not on the road endangering anybody else.
That's all they want.
Yes, that's all we want.
Yeah.
And Christian, I don't think that's asking too much.
No.
No,
I don't think it is at all. Sheriff Weisburn, great conversation.
Yeah,
great advice for the kids. Again, thank you so much for your time and being part of Students for Sobriety here at Fairless High School. We appreciate what you do. Thank you for what you do, serving us here and trying to keep peace and keep people safe around here, not just during prom season, but every day of the year. Yep. We appreciate you, and we thank you for your time.
No, I appreciate you guys getting the word out, getting this important message out. It's important, and thank you for everything you do to make the students and the community aware of what needs to be done during prom season. I really appreciate you guys.
There you go. That is Sheriff Weisburn right here on today's Hit Music, 17th Annual Students for Sobriety broadcast at Fairless High School here on Q92.
You're listening to the Q92 Morning Show live from Fairless High School for the 17th Annual Students for Sobriety, powered by CSE Federal Credit Union.
For joining us as he does every year, always a part of the Students for Sobriety broadcast here live from Fairless High School. We got a lot more guests coming up. Also, we got weather from Mark Johnson all coming up. We're here until 10 o'clock. It's the 17th Annual Students for Sobriety broadcast here on Q92.
Fairless High School, the 17th annual Students for Sobriety broadcast. Appreciate you guys have been listening and watching all morning long to this special broadcast we do once a year, and we do it with a lot of our awesome partners that help us put this event on every year. One of them, our friends at ComQuest, and we right now have joining us Dr. Ioha, obviously from ComQuest, Psychiatric Medical Director. Going to talk to us for a few minutes. Doctor, first of all, thanks for taking the time to speak with us for a couple minutes, and thank you for ComQuest for always being part of this awesome event we put on.
Oh, good morning to you both. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so let's get into it. A lot of things we're talking about today here at a Fairless, but are for all the kids out there. This is a different time of year for a lot of teenagers out there. Prom is coming up right after that, graduation, all these kids moving on to a whole new part of their life. But these kind of things, end of the school year, prom, graduation, going on to college or going on to a trade school or just going on to your life. There can be a lot of pressure and a lot of stress for these kids this time of year, can't they?
Absolutely, absolutely. One thing that we know, and the research has shown it, the developing brain. We talk about ages. Let's focus on the teenage, young adult years. But that developing brain, it is dealing with all the stressors that we will deal with as life continues on, and being able to navigate it is really one piece of the mental health picture. So much of our job in the mental health space is to make sure that we're providing and assisting with really the tool set to help teens and young adults to navigate sort of the ebbs and flows and the major milestones that they're going to encounter, not just as teenagers and young adults, but really for the rest of their lives. But it's a time that can cause a lot of anxiety. It can bring on feelings that are unfamiliar to kiddos, to young adults, and that even adds even more pressure to really an already difficult, life scenario. Again, just trying to navigate these different social interactions and milestones that really they're good stressors at times, but they also bring a lot of the negative feelings that we may not really know how to deal with. And really, that's where we as professionals come in. We're there to support individuals during the journey, and it's different than mom and dad and community members and friends and family. We're the unbiased, sort of removed from your life, but there to still be a support and help you build those tools so that you can navigate and really build the adaptive behaviors and skills that we really want to have as budding adults. It's really what builds the groundwork for healthy mental well-being as adults. That's the goal.
Absolutely. Well, a quick question too. We have a lot of parents that are listening this morning, obviously, because we're highlighting a lot of these amazing students here at Fairless High School. And, I guess a question to you would be, I have a child that just recently graduated last year, went on to a freshman year of college. As a parent, you're seeing this transition and it's kind of tough because life is so different in college than it is in high school. What advice do you give parents that might be listening right now? If you see that your kid is struggling to kind of find out where they fit after high school, what advice do you have for them?
Yeah, absolutely. I think one of the most important things, and it sounds simple, but it starts with the communication. A lot of times as kids are going off to college, again, these milestones, these new environments, these interactions that they're having to navigate for the very first time, they may not even know when they are struggling. And so having a good baseline communication with your kiddo is extremely important. So as you're preparing for them to go off to school, or if they're staying local, or if they're doing something non-traditional, having the discussion about all the different things they may experience along the journey, and then just making it safe for them to be honest with you. A lot of times kiddos, as they are struggling, if they start to identify those emotions, the next thing that they struggle with is, who do I talk to? If I tell mom and dad, or if I tell family members, maybe it's going to alert them in a way that I really don't want them to know about. And so creating some sort of plan as to, if you're struggling, here's some things that we can do, or even having things in place. A lot of times we will encourage families to reach out to the support services at every institution that their child is going to know what is available, to know the key people that are there to support their child, to help build those adaptive skills so that in the event that they're needed, they know how to easily access them. And so that's really, you know, it sounds simple, but it starts with that, having a game plan, having open communication, and strategizing as the bumps kind of come, because they do come.
Well, thank you, Dr. Ayoha. If you want information on any of the services that ComQuest offers, certainly you can visit their website at comquest.org because it is vast to the services that they offer. Thank you again.
Of course. You guys have a great one. Thanks.
All right. Dr. Ayoha from ComQuest, the psychiatric medical director, joining us here on the 17th annual Students for Sobriety broadcast here on today's Hit Music, Q92.
You're listening to the Q92 Morning Show live from Fairless High School for the 17th Annual Students for Sobriety, powered by CSE Federal Credit Union.
Back to the 17th Annual Students for Sobriety broadcast here on today's hit music, Q92 on your radio. You can be listening on our website, Q92radio.com, or you can be watching along on Q92's Facebook, YouTube, and X pages. Want to thank our sponsors while we have a second: CSE Federal Credit Union, Safe Communities, Child and Adolescent Behavioral Health, Conquest Recovery Services, CSE Federal Credit Union, Brewster Federal Credit Union, Brewster Cheese, Regional MES, Rocksteady Builders, D-Hops Thai Colucci, Dirty Hands Excavating, and Mary Ann's Donuts. Thank you. Without you guys, we couldn't do this broadcast that we're doing here today live from Fairless High School. And we are going to be joined by various groups from the school throughout the morning, Lauren. And right now we're going to be talking to members from the Varsity Falcon Club here from Fairless High School. And who do we have with us this morning?
I'm Lily.
Lily from the Varsity Falcon Club. Do us a favor and tell everyone listening what exactly the Varsity Falcon Club is.
So Varsity Falcon Club is a club that we have here at Fairless for letter winners in your sport, and we meet once a month, and we have other graduates at the school, alumni, or really anybody come talk to us and give us their best advice and inspire us.
Okay, so it's like a mentor group.
Yeah.
Where you
kinda,
have somebody
yeah.
to kind of lean on to guide you and kind of share their experience and things like that.
Yeah, we have alumni come and they just spread their experiences when they were at Fairless or wherever they were. Most of them are Fairless alumni, but
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Are you a senior this year?
I'm a junior.
Okay, so you got one more year. Okay.
What's the Varsity Falcon Club done for you? Like, how did it help you?
I just think it's really inspiring, and I'm a runner. I run cross country and track, and there were points where I was kind of like not really wanting to do the sport anymore. And I think
It's a lot of running.
Yeah,
It's a lot of running. Yeah, yeah.
I think some of the speakers really inspired me and helped me love the sport even more.
So, what made you? You were inspired by it, so it made you want to join it.
It just made me want to keep doing it
Mhm.
instead of like falling out of love with the sport or whatever. Yeah.
Do you see this as something that you would want to maybe do after graduation to help others?
Come back and be a part of it.
I would.
Yeah. Kind of full circle moments.
Yeah.
Well, you're headed off to school next year. Are you planning on going to college? What do you plan on doing after graduation? What's your future plans? What do you think you want to do?
I'm taking a lot of college classes next year, and then when I graduate, I want to go to college, and after that, I want to go into sports media. I want to be a sports reporter.
Oh, give us a call at Q92 Sports once you get to school, okay?
Yes, thank you.
You might have a future employee on your hands here,
I
Christian.
very well might. So it's the Varsity Falcon Club here. We're going to be talking to someone else right now.
Yeah, Talia, you're also part of this club? Yes. So yeah, if you want to pass off the headset, that way we can kind of get her information. And good morning to you.
Dang. Okay, sorry.
You're
But
fine.
you're good. You're good. Thanks for getting up early.
Yeah.
Thanks for-
I know it's an early morning.
So what's the Varsity Falcon Club meant to you? What made you want to be a part of it?
Well, actually, I was picked for it.
Okay.
So actually, I don't know if I was picked for it, or I feel like not. You don't have to be a varsity letter winner to get it. I
Mhm.
feel like anybody can show up just to hear other people's experiences. But it's been an awesome opportunity, and I've gotten to listen to different people that have either come from Fairless or they all have had an impact
Right.
somehow in like athletics. So I just think that that's pretty awesome, getting to hear people's different perspectives and what ended up getting them to where they are today.
So yeah, it shows you how what they went through, either especially a lot of people coming through here through Fairless. It shows that how their experiences have helped shape who they are, and
Yeah.
the messages are always good for you guys to hear.
Yeah, it's always pretty inspirational because, like that was built here. That's where
Yeah.
we are. It shows that things can be built here.
Yeah.
And if you just take the time and go through and have dedication with what you're working with, then you'll end up in a good place.
That's cool because we go to a lot of schools. You don't hear too many schools have a program like that.
No, where they have former,
Yeah.
alumni come back and kind of visit with the student body to show, they had the same roots that you did, and this is where those roots took them. So I think that's super cool.
Would you recommend the Falcon Club for like people maybe coming to Fairless soon? Like, would you say it's something you might want to check out when you get here.
Yeah, it's cool. You have to wake up early, not as early as this.
Yeah. Trust
So
me, we
there's
know.
that.
We
Yeah.
know. We know.
If you get there first, like first 24, get a donut. So that's an extra. That's an extra little.
I don't know if it'll
thing
help or not,
there.
but I hear that Marianne Donuts just did a donut drop. So you guys are going to have donuts here very shortly. So hopefully that sweetens the fact that you got up this early.
We are going to have donuts.
Yeah. Yeah.
We got
Yeah,
you.
people get there pretty early. We usually have a pretty big show out, in my opinion, because
Nice.
I didn't know how, like, most people, they're like, I can't get a ride early this morning, but I feel like people might do some carpool or something, because I've
Yeah.
seen a couple people get out of, like, the same car.
Mhm.
So I just think that it's nice that people actually show up and want to hear what people that are older than us are having to say about the athletics around us.
Yeah.
That's really cool. The Varsity Falcon Club. Thank you guys for coming on with us.
Yeah,
we appreciate
thank
it.
you.
That's a really cool thing you
and
guys
have
have
a
here.
very safe prom and graduation season and summer.
All right, thank you so much.
All right, that's the Varsity Falcon Club here at Fairless High School. We're broadcasting live till 10 a.m. It's the 17th annual Students for Sobriety broadcast here on Q92. And we are back here live at the 17th annual Students for Sobriety broadcast here at Fairless High School. Having a great time out here. Thank you guys for having us on the radio, streaming us, or if you're watching on Facebook, YouTube, and X. We've got more guests coming up. Looking forward to that. A forecast, Mark Johnson, coming up. We're going to be talking to the Fairless senior class officers and speech and debate team. That's all coming up. 17th annual Students for Sobriety broadcast from Fairless High School on Q92. it meant why you got involved in the student body, all that. 10.
Listening to the Q92 Morning Show live from Fairless High School for the 17th Annual Students for Sobriety, powered by CSE Federal Credit Union.
That's right. Welcome back. We're at Fairless High School this morning for the 17th Annual Students for Sobriety broadcast. Thank you to all our sponsors besides CSE Federal Credit Union. Thank you to them. Safe Communities, Child and Adolescent Behavioral Health, Comquest Recovery Services, Brewster Federal Credit Union, Brewster Cheese, Regional EMS, Rocksteady Builders, DeHoff's Ty Colucci, Dirty Hands Excavating, and, of course, Marianne's Donuts that are going to be here any second.
I think they're waiting.
I think the kids want it as well.
They're being patient for now, but.
Yes, they are. But right now, again, we'll be talking to a lot of groups here throughout the morning here from Fairless. We want these to celebrate Fairless High School, want them to have a great, safe prom season. We like to celebrate these schools when we're here as well and show off all the awesome things they have going on. And right now, we are going to be talking to some senior class officers and Luke, the co-president, joining us right now. Luke, good morning. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
We're good, man. Thanks for getting up early for us.
Of course.
We got donuts coming, I swear.
Yeah.
You guys will be able to get some.
I mean, it's like
donuts.
a small token of our gratitude. So
this, you're here, you're co-president. What made you want to become a class officer? What made you want to go that route while you were in high school here at Fairless?
I just wanted to be involved with the school and want to stay involved my senior year and do some stuff for the school. So it's been fun. It's been nice and it's been helpful. Now, being the co-president, what kind of your duties are around the high school? We make sure that everything in the senior year is going right. We organize the homecoming. We like senior sunrise, senior trip. We plan all that. So
really, you guys plan all that?
Yep. So we've been doing all that for the senior class.
What's the trip?
So I think we were supposed to go to Kalahari, but I don't know if a lot of people were signed up, but we'll see how it goes.
Okay, there. What's it like putting together a prom?
Putting together the dances, it wasn't hard. It was you just get together and it was good. We had a lot of people show up, so it was more than usual.
It seems. I'm sorry. It seems like at Fairless here, a lot of kids. You guys really like to get involved in all the programs here in the sports. Like, what is it about this high school that everyone wants to kind of get involved in these extracurricular activities? Because it seems like everybody jumps to do things like this here.
Yeah, it's not a huge school. I think we're all pretty connected here.
Yeah.
So when something opens up and someone sees it and they talk about it, then everyone wants to do it, and your friend does it. So a lot of people and a lot of these kids are really good kids. So they all want to get involved. They all want to get active, and it's really nice.
I think it's probably different too when like you said, you have a smaller school because you don't get lost in a huge class. You guys have all probably gone to school and grown up together your entire lives. So that's a big bond you guys have for like a long time.
Yeah. I've seen some of these faces since preschool. So, we've been together for a while here. So it's been good. We've all stayed connected. A lot of the faces here have been the same for a long time.
So Luke, co-president here. What are your plans after high school? After graduation, what are you doing?
I'm going to Akron. I'm doing exercise science there. Yeah.
Exercise science in Akron. What was it about Akron that like made you choose Akron?
I already got 2 years there. I got 60 credit hours done from Akron.
Wow.
So it'll transfer over nice. It's only like 35 minutes away from home. So
it's true. It's not
close.
Not bad at all.
Yeah.
Very good. Well, I appreciate you
Zips,
joining us, man. Go Zips, man. And good luck to you in the future.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for everything, man. Thank you to all the student. And thanks for being the one that decided to talk.
Yeah, of course.
I appreciate you there. That is Luke, co-president there here at Fairless at the senior class officers. I think now we're going to grab someone from the speech and debate team. I don't know if they have their designated talker yet. But we got to get – Luke, would you be able to grab someone from the speech and debate, whichever one wants to do the
let them know
talking?
that we're ready for their interview.
So we're going to get speech and debate on now. And as Luke's doing the Lord's work for us right now.
Here we go. I think we've got some speech and debate team people coming up.
There we go.
Good
you
morning.
won. Or who's talking?
Who's talking? Yeah.
She's like, it ain't me.
On the mic?
She's like, it ain't
She
me.
just got off the inflatable.
Right from the slide to a live interview. How you doing?
Oh my gosh, I'm doing great. How are you doing?
We are doing good. Speech and debate joining us. Please introduce yourself to everybody.
I'm Riley Brothers. I do dramatic interpretation and speech and debate.
Okay. All right. So you literally just went down the slide.
Yes, I'm out of breath. I have asthma, actually.
Talk for a second for those that are listening or watching. How amazing is that slide they brought from the National Guard?
It is
Massive.
It is. It is. It's Gigumanosaurus, actually. Because it's like there's a little entryway where you just climb through it, and then it's just massive ladder and a giant slide.
Yeah.
Good
I end up on
times,
the
though.
floor every time. Yeah.
Good times, though. So, what made you want to get involved in the speech and debate team here at Fairless, and talk a bit about what the experience has been like for you?
Speech and debate has been a great opportunity for me. It's made me feel really comfortable with myself and my skin. I wanted to join it because I like arguing with people.
Well, fair enough. I like the honesty.
So do I. Do you
Yeah.
guys allow adults from the outside?
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
Can we argue?
Right.
So I went in it for the debate, and then I realized that the debate is about actual serious things. So debate can help kids learn about like more like the world. Like I think they were learning about like Taiwan and if we should like give them money or something. It was substantially reduce military support to Taiwan is what they were debating about.
Sure.
And I was like, oh my gosh, I suck at research. So what's this speech part? And it's acting, and I really want to go into film whenever I'm older. So I was like, this is really fun.
Well, I think what's really cool about that too is it teaches amazing social skills
Yes.
just by itself. But at the same time, sometimes you have to take so maybe you're arguing a side that maybe wouldn't necessarily be your side, but it gives you a chance to get a perspective of maybe something you don't necessarily agree with, to see their side. And I just think it helps in so many ways be more open-minded in life.
Yes, and that is what I love about speech and debate is it really helps kids learn to be more open-minded and actually like caring about things.
Yeah,
more
and
educated.
makes you do research on things that maybe you wouldn't have done research on.
Yes,
And now you have all that knowledge and things like that. But I think speech and debate for kids, especially in the future, like I said, just the social skills, period.
I think it's the social skills, but I really liked what you said, about doing research. I have some nephews who've done speech and debate, and they've said the exact same thing you did. There were a lot of things they didn't really know, and it's cool that the judges put these prompts out there, and you either have to, argue for or against it, regardless of what your personal beliefs are. Depends on what you get assigned, right? So you have to do a lot of digging and research, and I think it, even the research part of it prepares you for later on in life.
Oh, for sure. And they have there's different forms of speech and debate. It's where it's like there's congressional, which can really help like future lawyers and stuff.
Yeah.
Like all of it is great for future lawyers, or if you want to be in like politics or something like that, or just a public speaker. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
And the speech portion of it too, it like dramatic interpretation. It talks about it talks serious subjects like abuse, things like that. So it really helps you kind of get in touch with your emotions, and it's a great way to vent frustrations.
I can imagine. Yeah.
Absolutely. So what are your plans after graduation?
Not really sure on what college yet. I'm still a junior, so I'm thinking.
You got some
time.
You got time.
I wanna go into film.
Oh,
There
that's
you go.
wonderful. Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, thank you very much for
Yes,
the time.
thank you.
Thanks for coming over after the slide.
Of course.
You girls can go back now and play with it. But good luck to you. It was nice talking to you, and I'm sure good luck in the future with you. Got a whole nother year of speech and debate, and I hope it treats you well.
Yes. And we're so thankful for the administration for giving Fairless this opportunity. It's our first year with speech and debate, so thank you, Mr. Merritt.
There you go.
He's
Thank
great.
you. Thank you
Yes,
for the
thank
time.
you.
Thank you. Have a good
Speech
day.
and debate here at Fairless for the 17th annual Students for Sobriety broadcast. Having a great time out here at Fairless. We'll be back. More interviews, more everything. The donuts, I believe, are almost here. It's going to be a great time. This is the 17th annual Students for Sobriety broadcast at Fairless High School here on Q92.
You're listening to the Q92 Morning Show live from Fairless High School for the 17th annual Students for Sobriety, powered by CSE Federal Credit Union.
Here, starting the 7 o'clock hour on Q92. Yes, the Students for Sobriety broadcast, 17th annual here on Q92. Brought to you not only by our friends at CSE Federal Credit Union, but brought to you by these awesome sponsors: Safe Communities, Child and Adolescent Behavioral Health, ComQuest Recovery Services, Brewster Federal Credit Union, Brewster Cheese, Regional MES, Rocksteady Builders, D. Hoffs, Ty Colucci, Dirty Hands Excavating, and Mary Ann's Donuts that is, I believe, just arrived, more.
Yeah, I think they've just
we're finally
rolled in
here
with some breakfast for these hungry kids that have come in early to hang out with us today. I know it's hard. It's hard to get up early as an adult, but I remember how hard it was as a kid to get out of bed earlier than need be. So we appreciate you guys coming in this morning. We're going to talk to the baseball team here at Fairless High School in season right now.
We got Logan Barkin with us right now. Logan, senior baseball player. Thanks for joining us, buddy.
Yep, of course.
Thanks for getting up early.
Yep.
I always want, baseball is it's an awesome sport, but in Northeast Ohio, it's so hard to play baseball because I feel like the first half of your season, every day you're like, are we playing? Is the field underwater?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yep,
Unfortunately, it's such an amazing sport. It's one of my favorites, but I feel like you guys get the worst weather of the year. Like, what's it like just trying to prepare day to day for games? Because you're probably the sport that most has to watch the weather all day.
Yeah, it's definitely tough because we're in the Ox Gym a lot.
Right.
Trying to
you probably spend a lot of time
yeah,
in here.
And those aren't the best practices. They're hard to stay locked in and keep going because it's easy to mess around when you're inside and you don't have much to do. So that's definitely a tough challenge. And then just trying to get outside as much as we can and stay acclimated to the field and stuff. It's definitely tough being stuck in here, but no, we just roll with it and we have a lot of fun.
Now, let's talk about you're a senior here, so you're obviously one of the leaders of this baseball team. But what's it been like for you playing baseball in your years at Fairless here? What has it meant to you, and what has the program been like?
It's been an absolute blessing. I was able to start varsity as a freshman, so through all 4 years, just playing all varsity baseball, it's just been awesome, and it's helped me get to where I am now as one of the senior leaders. There's 3 leaders this year: me, Zach Long, and Tyler Gall. And we all split the role and take on the team and bring the energy and bring the leadership, and it's been awesome.
Yeah, well, when you're one of those leaders and you're someone that was, a big part of the program as a freshman, now as a senior, looking back and with the younger kids, do you try to reach out and help them a little bit and bring them along because you have those experiences already?
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely one of those things that I like to do is lean on the littler kids because they are the future, and to keep what I think that we've built as a senior class to make sure that they keep that is very important.
Let's talk about the coaches. What they've meant to you and how good they've been for the program for you guys, like as you've gone through high school.
Yeah, so our 2 assistant coaches were actually my Little League coaches.
Really?
So I've been with
Wow,
them
that's
just
cool.
about since probably 8 years old. So I've been with them learning everything about baseball, pitching, hitting, everything. And then getting the chance to work with my head coach here, Coach Whitting, the past 4 years has been pretty awesome, just the knowledge and the fun that he brings to the program.
Mm-hmm. Now, you're getting ready to graduate, obviously. What are your plans after high school, after Fairless? Where are you going? What's the deal?
Yeah, so I committed to Malone University to
Nice.
play
Oh, he's
baseball
gonna be a pioneer.
and
Yeah,
study
congrats.
education there.
That's awesome.
That's
yeah.
gotta be, and I'm sure your coaches, anytime they see one of their own going on to play college baseball, it's got to make them feel great. And I'm sure there's a ton of players from you guys that have gone on to play college baseball at numerous levels. So how excited are you to take it to the next level of play?
I'm very excited. It was definitely a bit of a surprise, but getting that opportunity is going to be really, really fun, and I can't wait to take it.
What was it about Malone that sold you? Like, or what have you liked about it so far since you've checked it out and decided you're going to go there?
Yeah, so I really like the community there, and then also just the coaching staff for Malone is a great staff, and I've actually known some of them through previous coaches as well, so I've already had a connection there.
Very
That's
good,
awesome.
man. Well, we appreciate you guys talking to us. We appreciate congratulations on an awesome career playing as a freshman. Not everyone does that. That's really cool. And it's funny. You can really tell how tight this community is here in Fairless. Yeah. You guys all really care about each other here, don't you?
Yep.
That's pretty cool, man. Congratulations. Good luck at Malone.
Thank you.
And good luck for the rest of the season for you guys. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right, that's the baseball team here at Fairless joining us here for a second. Coming up, we're going to be talking to some student council. That's coming up. But right now, my friends, It's time for Morgan Wallen, Love Somebody on Q92. And stop.
I don't know.
You're listening to the Q92 Morning Show live from Fairless High School for the 17th Annual Students for Sobriety powered by CSE Federal Credit Union.
Fairless High School for the Students for Sobriety broadcast. The coffee and donuts have arrived, and everyone seems to have one enjoying. I mean, it's Mary Ann's Donuts.
How can you go wrong?
How are you going to go wrong with Mary Ann's Donuts? You're not. Talking to all the awesome groups here at Fairless High School. And now, Lauren, we're going to be talking with members of the Student Council.
That's right. We have Aubrey joining us on the headset this morning. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Doing
Thanks
good.
for joining us. So tell us a little bit about your experience. First of all, what year are you in here at Fairless?
I'm a sophomore this year.
You're a sophomore this year. So you got 2 more years that
Yep.
you can grow
Yep.
and, experience everything that Fairless has to offer. But is this your first year in student council or second?
My second year.
Okay.
Yep.
So I would guess that you're going to plan on being involved all 4 years here at Fairless.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
All right. So what has been the best part of being involved with the student council here this year at Fairless?
I think my favorite part is just getting involved in the community and learning more about other people's experiences. I really like to see a good output in games and just seeing more student activity. So.
Okay. All right. That's fair.
So what about student council? What drew you to student council?
I don't know. I think my mom is always she was the principal at the elementary school.
Okay.
For a few years, so I think that instilled leadership in me.
Mhm.
So I think I've just I don't know, and I want to be more involved. So yeah.
Yeah, it seems like everyone here at this school really likes to get involved in all the extracurricular activity.
Yeah.
Well, what is it you think about Fairless that everyone doesn't just want to come to school and go home? They all want to kind of like get involved in something because it seems like everyone we've talked to is in one or two
Multiple
or three different clubs.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think there's a good group of kids who want to get involved, and I think we're trying to promote it and make it more fun for people to get involved. So I think that's a big part of it.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of being involved in more than one thing, Talaya is back.
Yeah, well, you might as well just stick around and not leave, Talia. You're in everything.
Look at that smile.
Every other interview, I'm like, oh yeah, she's in that too. Like she runs the school.
Yeah, she's also part of student council as well.
It's amazing. So, like, what do you have planned for the rest of the year? I know we're coming towards the end, so
Yeah, so we're planning our powder puff game this right now.
That's always fun.
Yeah, that's in the end of May, so we'll end the school year with a good game. So yeah,
it's fun.
Good. That's awesome. Well, thank you guys for spending time with us. Tell you, are there any other groups you're in? Are you gonna be back here?
Are we gonna see you again, Talaya?
You can talk
You
real
can
quick.
talk. Yeah, put on the headset. We'll talk to
Hurry
you
up.
again.
Is there anything you're not in?
Whoa.
Oh, yeah, it flipped. There you go.
I feel like I do a lot of stuff.
But that's good, though. To me, I think that's good to be active, whether it be in your community or your school.
Yeah,
I think
that
it's interesting that. Oh no, you're fine. I think it's interesting that like you want to be in so many things. You want to interact yourself so many different ways in the school.
Yeah, I think that involvement's important. I'm just trying to, because, there's some kids that just will kind of sit in class and they don't say anything. Like, those are the kids I feel like have the most potential.
Mhm.
I feel like it's very good to just get up and at them and try and get people into things and have people, because your influence matters. People's influence matters. Coming to games, showing up, supporting. It's your, classmates.
Mhm.
So getting to know your classmates, getting to know what they do, I think that it's just pretty impactful for the school because then it'll make us bond closer together. So just coming in as the upcoming president for student council, I think that Aubrey and I, she's vice president, I think that we are going to have a lot of, try and have more impact on the students, have more choices for the students to come in and have a bigger outreach for Fairless,
So
basically.
it seems like one of your main things you want to accomplish as president is you want to include everybody.
Yeah.
You want to get everyone, even maybe the shy kids or the kids that don't necessarily maybe they're just I don't know, socially they're kind of like they
have a hard
keep
time
it in.
connecting.
You,
Yeah.
you want to show them like, hey, you're part of the group.
Yeah.
We want you here.
belong.
We want you to be involved. Be a part of this. Like you just want to include everybody.
Yeah, inclusivity for sure, because I just think it's important that everybody knows that, hey, you're not alone.
Mhm.
You've always got somebody by your side, whether it's a teacher or somebody that's in the hallway just giving you a nod saying, here, I'm there. Yeah.
I can see why they want you in so many clubs, Talaya. You're very well spoken, and
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah,
And that's
you
why
have
you're
a really
president.
good heart.
There you
Yeah,
go.
absolutely.
Thank you.
I appreciate that.
And we'll probably see you again at the next group.
Yes, hopefully so.
Yeah, have
It
a great
is-
day, you guys.
All right. It's the 17th annual Students for Sobriety broadcast live here from Fairless High School on today's hit music Q92.
Q92 Morning Show live from Fairless High School for the 17th Annual Students for Sobriety powered by CSE Federal Credit Union.
All right, we are back out here live here at Fairless High School, 17th Annual Students for Sobriety broadcast. We're so glad to be here today. A lot going on. While we have a moment, again, we have to thank our sponsors. Without our sponsors, we wouldn't be able to do this broadcast every year, and we have some great ones this year. You heard CSC Federal Credit Union mention. We also have to thank Save Communities, Child and Adolescent Behavioral Health, ComQuest Recovery Services, Brewster Federal Credit Union, Brewster Cheese, Regional EMS, Rocksteady Builders, DeHoff's Thai Colucci, Dirty Hands Excavating, and Mary Ann's Donuts. Boy, are the kids enjoying the Mary Ann's Donuts.
They're enjoying the Mary Ann's Donuts, and a special shout out from Lauren here at the Q92 Morning Show. I just got coffee, and Mary Ann Donuts has really great coffee.
You like their coffee?
I do. Thank you so much.
You are good to go. All right, Lauren, we're going to be talking to members of the Fairless Band right now on the show.
Yeah, we are. Good morning. How are you, Lily?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good. Thanks for getting up and coming in and having a talk with us. And tell us a little bit about, first of all, are you a senior?
I am.
Okay, so you're going to be graduating. Have you been in
Yes.
band all 4 years?
Yes.
Okay. I have to hear, what is your favorite part of, because we get almost the same answer, I think, from every school. What's your favorite part of being a part of this program all 4 years?
My favorite part of band definitely has to be getting to hang out with the people that are in the program.
Yep.
Because that's really what makes it worth it.
Yep.
Having your friends there and being able to support them. My job, I'm literally the sunshine chairman. So my job is like moral conduct based on how people are going to treat each other. I deal with bullying. I deal with like making fun activities for the band.
Okay.
So I really get to know everybody, and it's just so nice.
You know, it's one of those things where I'm sure you guys have had it because you know have heard it because you're in the bands, and us because we work at a radio station. But they say music connects people, and I always find that with the bands, in even like your symphonies, your orchestras, things like that. It's a really tight knit group because it bonds you, and it's something that you connect over. You have a shared love of music, and you know, I said when we were going in, I'm going to ask you what it is, and I think I know what it is already because I think that is just like universal.
Very much. Like,
so
it is definitely the best thing about band is getting to know each other, because even if we bicker or groups fight, like trumpets and saxophones, they love to bicker. It's a big thing.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? There's certain sections that are known for their drama.
Yes.
What's the rivalry? Why is there a rivalry between?
It's just everybody has their own ego.
Okay.
It's just how it is. Like,
you've got someone agreeing with
Wow.
you.
No, it's
my
so
niece
real.
is in band. I'm going to have to ask my niece about that. I'm like, what? Tell me about
Anybody
this
that can
rivalry.
play an instrument has at least a little bit of an ego. And
Gotcha.
Sometimes we butt heads, but at the end of the day, we're still just band kids.
Yeah.
So, like, let anybody else try and fight those trumpet players. I'll go to bat for them.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Guys
not-
all have each other's backs.
Not just performing at the sporting events, but obviously you guys do concerts sometimes. A lot of schools do the Christmas, the spring, things like that. What have those meant to you in your time here as far as getting to do not just the games and half times and things like that, but getting to do like real performances and things like that?
I feel like it really just helps us grow as performers. And, like, we get to do a Christmas parade.
Oh, that's
For Navarre. And, like, it definitely brings together our communities. We perform for Memorial Day, and we do it for each of the cities that are in the school. So we get to do, like, that for everybody. And then our extra concerts we get to do with other large groups. And it's just so nice to get to actually perform real music and not just the little, like, band tunes that we do for the games.
For sure, yeah.
It's really nice.
That's awesome.
What has been all right? Favorite like football game song to perform in your time here, and favorite concert song you performed?
Concert song, The Great Locomotive Chase. I begged her this year to bring it back, and she did, and we got to do it last night, and I was like jumping the entire time. I love that piece. It sounds like a train.
Yeah.
And I get a little solo in it. It's great.
That's super cool.
For marching band, I'd have to say, You Can Call Me Al, my freshman year.
Oh,
I like it. Yeah.
Nice.
It's really fun
That's
on the
old
saxophone.
school. I'm surprised you guys didn't even know that.
We get to pull out the oldies.
Yeah,
That's cool.
So You Can Call Me Al was definitely my favorite. And like
Yeah.
I learned the song because of how much I liked playing it. Like it's intense.
That's cool.
That is awesome. So what are your plans after graduation?
After graduation, I plan on going to school to get my doctorate in environmental science.
Wow.
I'm graduating with 2 associate's degrees this spring. So
Wow.
I'm on a head start there.
That's awesome.
And then after that, I plan on continuing in theater. I'm I'm a big theater kid.
Okay.
And I might continue on saxophone later on. I don't know what really is going to go on there, but I definitely plan on continuing my music career.
I have no doubt that you are going to do big things because I think that music and the arts are so important in building the foundation for later in life and carrying you through adulthood. So we wish you the best. I think that's
Yes.
amazing. Congratulations on graduation.
Thank you.
There you go. There's members of the band there. That's interesting. Wow, there's a rivalry. I didn't know there was a rivalry.
What section? Saxophones?
Well,
and-
it's kind of just everybody. Like,
Okay.
in all honesty, everybody has their own group that they're going to fight with.
Okay.
Because the percussion tend to fight within themselves. And then there's like the flutes and the clarinets that are doing their own thing. Like,
Okay.
it's a whole, it's just how it is.
Who knew it was that deep?
Everybody thinks their own section's the best.
Of course.
And of course, that's how it is. Like, the saxophones are the best.
Right.
Clearly, because I'm in charge of them.
Well, yeah.
But
If-
it comes down to that. And we're all together all of the time.
Yeah.
Like, hours.
I know you guys spend a lot of time together.
And then on the bus. So fights are going to happen. We're
Of
all
course.
teenagers.
Yeah.
It's
That doesn't stop after high school.
definitely.
Yeah,
but-
unfortunately.
That doesn't stop. Who, if you had to, out of the groups of musicians in the band, who would you say? I know they say everyone has they want to be in the front. Who's the most humble
Of the groups?
of the musical groups?
Oh, who's the most humble?
Or maybe who's the least arrogant? I don't care.
The least arrogant. I mean, I could say people. Huh?
No, I was talking
No,
I was talking
instrument groups.
I was talking
Okay.
like instrument groups. I'm not looking to
Okay.
call anybody
Um,
out. I'm not looking.
We only have one, but our oboe player. I'll say her.
Okay, the oboe player is.
She's the most humble.
She on herself. Yeah.
And what section is lowest likely to cause the drama?
Most likely.
Yeah.
Oh. I'd have to say trumpets probably.
Those trumpets.
Darn trumpets.
Those
It's just how they are.
trumpets. Yeah. I get it.
Unbelievable.
I love
That's
them though.
super cute.
I love them though. When they hear this, I love them though.
There you
Yeah.
go. All right. Thank you, ladies, very
Yes,
much.
thank you,
for everything.
guys.
The 17th annual Students for Sobriety. And while we have a couple minutes left, one of the things we're going to be doing here also, more so when the broadcast ends, is every year at Students for Sobriety, Lauren, we have a speaker of some type come in here. We get the kids in the auditorium, and we kind of have it's a serious.
It is. It
You know,
is.
but we have them talk to the students here before
Yeah.
prom.
We definitely like to have fun with these students. They're enjoying the donuts now and doing all kinds of activities with our partners that have showed up this morning to support the kids here at Fairless High School. They're having fun, but we will bring a positive and serious message. At the end of our broadcast today, we will have an assembly with guest speaker Beth Weinstock from Birdie Light Foundation. And she's going to talk to the students a little bit about her son, Eli, who unfortunately did pass away from a fentanyl overdose, but it was unintentional. And we'll get into, safety of taking things or eating things like that that you're not sure of. And unfortunately, that was the case with Eli. He ended up taking an Adderall, had no idea that it was laced with fentanyl. And unfortunately, the Weinstock family is grieving his loss. So we're just going to talk about some safety stuff. And Beth is going to share her story and her amazing son, Eli, with the students here at Fairless High School. So we are looking forward to speaking with her.
Yeah, all that coming up here this morning. Thank you for having us on again. 17th Annual Students for Sobriety broadcast live from Fairless High School here on Q92.
You're listening to the Q92 Morning Show live from Fairless High School for the 17th Annual Students for Sobriety, powered by CSE Federal Credit Union.
We are back here live at Fairless High School, 17th Annual Students for Sobriety broadcast as we are getting Fairless ready for prom. Obviously, we want them to have an amazing time, the best time. Want them to have a safe time as well, and that's what today is about. That's why we're out here, not just with our friends at CSE Federal Credit Union, but again, want to thank these sponsors all morning long, because without them we couldn't do this, and these are advertisers and businesses that wanted to support this broadcast today. Safe Communities, Child and Adolescent Behavioral Health, Conquest Recovery Services, Brewster Federal Credit Union, Brewster Cheese, Regional EMS, Rocksteady Builders, D-Hops, Ty Colucci, Dirty Hands Excavating, and Mary Ann's Donuts. Thank you to all of them. All those sponsors are part of the reason why we can do what we're doing here this morning. And right now we're talking to a Fairless alumni, Stark County Commissioner Richard Regula, joining us on the show right now and on camera as well. Commissioner, thank you for joining us here this morning.
Well, it's always an honor to be over here at Fairless High School. I graduated in 1975. In fact, we're going to have our 50th year reunion this year.
Wow.
And I remember going to the prom back in the day. And I just want to stress to the kids, I mean, you've come so far, and graduation's such a momentous occasion. Don't take any chances for one night. Just be safe. I know the prom's out at the Nick and Jack Farms, and
great venue, by the way.
It's a great venue,
yeah.
But you got to be safe on Route 93, and your travel out and about. So just be smart.
Yeah, and that's part of what we want here. Like, we want these, and because we've all done it. We were all at our proms at our schools, and we want them to have the time of their lives. We do. We just want them all home safe that night or the next day from wherever. We want them to come home to their families, and just their whole life's ahead of them. And we just want to remind them of that. And I hope, and I think they do. This is a really cool community here, a tight-knit community that we've noticed. And it's because you get an idea when we do this every year, every school we're at. But one thing that's really cool that I assume has been that way at Fairless for a long time is the fact that all these kids with a smaller school, they all grow up together. They know each other from preschool.
Yes.
This isn't, you're in a class of 200 people and you kind of know everybody. Everyone knows everyone. And it seems like a tight-knit group in this community. It also seems like everyone really likes to get involved in this community.
Oh, absolutely. And of course, when I was growing up, there was 3 different grade schools. There was Navarre, Brewster, and Beach City. And then they consolidated into one they consolidated the high school first. And then they consolidated the school. But no, the Fairless community is a tight-knit community. And I really wanted to give a shout out to the administration that built this new school. They were very fortunate that they got some pipeline money that came in, and the community has supported it. And it's just a great place. I want to, Mike Hearn, who is the superintendent of Fairless High School. I grew up with his mom and dad, and I knew him when he was just a little kid, and he's doing a great job. But I'm on the Y board in the Western Stark County Y, and we partnered up with the Fairless School District on some childcare and some things like that. But I can't stress enough that I've got a young kid that helps me washing trucks and does some yard work for me, Braxton Charters, and he's just a great kid, and he's the kind of kid that's got a vision of what he wants to do. He's already planned it out. He goes to Buckeye Career Center, and he wants to be a lineman when he gets out. He wants to go to work. He wants to buy a house. He wants to just do a lot of things. And I know I saw him up cleaning his car up the other day, and I said, "Now, Braxton, you and his girlfriend Haley. I mean, I have to mention her too." But I said, "You just be smart," and I'm sure he will be. But I want to just stress to everybody else, it's a one night, have fun.
Yeah.
But if you need somebody to drive you, or have a designated driver, and just be smart.
Yeah. I've always said, parents, we'd rather, you make the right decision, get the DD, or even call your parents if something, you need a ride for whatever reason.
Right.
I think every parent would rather get the call from their kid saying, "Hey, can you come pick me up?" than getting that knock on the door from a sheriff.
Absolutely.
Because something happened. I always stress to mine that, call me. I don't care if it's 1, 2 in the morning.
Absolutely.
I'd much rather, I would be happy you called me, and I'd go and make sure you and whoever else needed to get home safe got home safe.
Yep. Absolutely.
So, as an alumni, when you see how far this school has come, because you touched on this new school and the beautiful football stadium out here too, How proud are you as an alumni to see how far this is coming and how state of the art and how great this new school is?
Well, it is great,
Yeah.
and I'm very proud of them. I live in Bethlehem Township, so I've lived in the community my whole life. My mom and dad, we were raised in obviously just over the hill and on the farm, and I'm really proud of what they've done, and I'm really proud of the community.
Yeah,
because the community's always supported them with the school levies and things like that. They were very.
And that doesn't happen at every community.
No,
Yeah.
no, I've seen school levies fail and I've seen school levies pass.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the Fairless did benefit, like I said, about when E.T. Rover put that dual 42-inch pipeline in. So it was, but they're getting the job done.
Mhm.
They're really getting the job done, and they're raising a lot of good kids. And we've got so many opportunities out there now. We've got lots of jobs, and we want to. And the biggest thing for Stark County, and as a county commissioner, we want people to stay here.
Right.
Yeah.
And we're getting more housing being developed. We're doing a major sewer project here for justice and the surrounding community. But we want to get people to stay here in Stark County and raise their families here in Stark County. We've got a lot of jobs and we've got a lot of opportunities. And one thing I always liked about the Fairless School District is it's still it is rural. And so if you want to live out in the country and have some horses, I'm a big 4-H guy.
Yeah.
And I know there's a lot of 4-H kids in the Fairless community and raising cattle and things like that. So it's a great community and I'm glad that I raised my family here. My boys went to Central instead of Fairless, but for couple different reasons. But
Yeah, no, I like the point that you bring up too, though. We've talked to a lot of these kids this morning, and I've got to tell you, we've met these kids are so well spoken. They want to be engaged. They want to be involved. And they genuinely love this school in this community.
They do.
Yeah, and I think there's something to be said about that. There's something very special here
They
at
do.
Fairless. So it's a great place for your kids. If you put down roots here in Stark County, Fairless is a great place to do it.
Well, and there's the second and third generations here too. Ty Colucci.
Oh, yeah.
Who's one of your sponsors.
I was going to
today.
say, we do.
I knew his parents and aunts and uncles and everybody else, and there's a lot of familiar names out here.
I was going to say every town has a couple names. Us doing sports for Q92, doing football and basketball over the years, and I know for a fact that there's a lot of Colucci's out there because you've been calling them for football and basketball over the years and stuff like that. And you talk about wanting people to stay in Stark County and grow up here and put their roots down here. But you're right, whether it's city, whether it's rural, Stark County has it all. And we've also, if you want a further education, we've got great options in Stark County for that as well. There's a lot of reasons to stay here and put your roots in here.
Well, absolutely. I know they've partnered with, I believe, Stark State, and they have some, and you can get college credit. You can get out of high school now and have two or three, almost a year or 2 years of college credit. My nieces both went here, and they're doing very, very well, Marissa and Olivia. So it's a great place, and just I just can't stress enough, though, your future's in front of you. Be safe.
Yeah.
Be safe at the prom.
Make good decisions.
Enjoy graduation. Go on to the next, whether it's college or whether it's going into a career. The young fella I talked about, Braxton Charters, he's already got everything mapped out, and he's going to graduate from Buckeye and Fairless. He's going to be a lineman, hopefully, for a power company. He wants to buy himself a house, and he wants to stay and raise a family here in Stark County and here in the Fairless School District.
It's wonderful.
That's awesome. Stark County Commissioner Richard Regular, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Congratulations on the 50th. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing everybody.
That's going to be cool to catch everybody. And thank you for just coming down and giving a few moments of your time.
And I think my only claim to fame is I played golf for Fairless.
There you go.
And we won the Federal League Championship, so I'm going to go out and look at the trophy.
All right, reminisce.
I love it.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank
We
you
appreciate
so
your
much.
time.
It was really nice to meet you.
It's the 17th annual Students for Sobriety broadcast here at Fairless High School, right here on Q92.
You're listening to the Q92 Morning Show live from Fairless High School for the 17th Annual Students for Sobriety, powered by CSE Federal Credit Union.
We're live at Fairless High School 17th Annual Students for Sobriety broadcast. And again, got to thank our amazing sponsors. They are part of the reason we could bring this broadcast to you here from Fairless this morning. Besides CSE Federal Credit Union, we have to thank Safe Communities, Child and Adolescent Behavioral Health, ComQuest Recovery Services, Brewster Federal Credit Union, Brewster Cheese, Regional EMS, Rocksteady Builders, DeHoff's Thai Colucci, Dirty Hands Excavating, and of course, Mary Ann's Donuts that got destroyed over there when they got brought in. Big thank you to Mary Ann's Donuts for supplying the food for the kids and the coffee for Lauren here this morning.
Yes.
As the Students for Sobriety broadcast rolls on, Lauren, and the guests continue.
They do, and we're joined by very special guests. We have Judge Eddie Elam with us, along with Magistrate Andrea. Is it Scassa? Scassa. Okay, I didn't totally butcher that. I'm so glad. But good morning to you. How are you?
Good morning. This is wonderful.
Yeah,
thank you, Lauren.
Thank
Christian.
you so much for being a part of this.
This is wonderful. The Massillon Municipal Court. And when Don calls, we got to be here. And we love this.
So do we.
Same.
We love to be with Q92 and the message that you're sending to our young students. I brought along with me probably the brains of the court, Magistrate Scazza, who helps Judge Fichter and I with the texting while driving, distracted driving, the OVIs. Andrea and her husband, Steve, have 4 young children. No, actually teenagers now. So she's more in tune in it than I am. But my 30 years on the bench, unfortunately, we see the consequences of stupid behavior.
Yeah.
So whatever we can impart to these young students at Fairless is be smart. You know, they're all going to make mistakes. We understand that. But we want to make sure they know the consequences.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And, you know, it's one of those things where they kind of just get into the moment. They get kind of carried away. But like in this day and age, there's so much available. It's a phone call home to mom and dad. Because, you know, Christian and I have talked about that. We both have teens. It's like, I would much rather get that phone call. And I tell my kids this all the time. If you ever need me to come and pick you up, I don't care what is going on. You are not in trouble because you made that phone call.
Right.
We'll work through whatever that issue is, but always call me. And even if they're not, you know, with the emergence of rideshare programs and things like that, there are safe ways to get home. So we have basically eliminated most of the, you shouldn't be on the road. You know, we want as parents to believe that our kids aren't going to participate in things that they shouldn't. But I think we would be naive. I mean, we were all teenagers once. And so I think the message is make good decisions. And I love what you talked about. You, unfortunately, have had people come to your bench that have made stupid decisions, you know, so message wise, I mean, you know, even for you, Andrea, like the message to them is that they're not going to get in trouble if they call, if they do the responsible thing. But if they don't, there's a lot of consequences that they don't realize are going to follow them from now, potentially for the rest of their lives.
Yeah, absolutely. And talking with my daughters, my older 2 are in high school. My oldest is actually going to prom. They go to Massillon in a few weeks. And, you know, especially with the position that I have, it can be intimidating. And she knows that I deal with law enforcement. But that's what I've tried to impress upon her and my other daughter as well. Like you said, you know, you can always call me to come get you. Please do that. And, you know, talking about making decisions, I do arraignments, I do traffic arraignments. So I see the young individuals who have just turned 18. And so, you know, I tease them, you're in big boy court now, big girl court, you know, especially those that have just turned 18, they a lot of times still have a parent coming in with them, which I think is wonderful, you know, to see that parental support. You know, and I do see, you know, a lot of the speeds, you know, going just so fast and, you know, mix that, you know, either with drugs or alcohol. And that's a completely deadly combination. Not that speed in and of itself isn't, but, you know, I have them turn around, and I sort of learned this from my mentor over here when there is a family member in court to involve that family member, especially for those younger individuals, you know, to impress upon them. First and foremost, you are so lucky to have, you know, that father, mother, grandparent, whatever family support is there for you with you in court, because that's a lot of times what's lacking in what we see some of our defendants, as they get older, that support system. So one, I want them to recognize how lucky they are to have that, but also that, your parent has probably, or that family member has better things to do than come sit in court with us, that morning. So please take that into consideration as you are making decisions.
Yeah.
And how you want your life to go. And do you want to, continue to come in here and when they start to get multiple offenses that can be jailable, and I'll say to them, do you want to go to jail for speeding? Do you know where the jail is out on Route 62? Is that worth it? And it's, again, trying to, I try to make them just see on their own and getting them there about making the right decisions. And it's always hard because I try to recognize that with my own children, that they are still maturing, in making those split-second judgment decisions. And as adults, we don't always make the right split-second judgment decisions.
Yeah.
But just trying to get them to see, beyond maybe what that moment is.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you add on top of that, you talk about the impaired, whether it be drugs or alcohol. But, man, over the last 15, 20 years with phones and technology, the distracted driving thing has – I feel like now at Students for Sobriety, we make a point to talk about that as well because, and adults do it too. Let's not pretend it's just kids. But in a second to do something like this, something terrible could happen. And I'm sure you see a lot of that you guys deal with as well.
Yeah, we do. At the arraignment stage, I do see a lot of, and that's the thing that I know the promotion has been texting while driving, but it's actually doing anything, holding. It's the title of the statute is prohibited use of a handheld device. So one, it's really not even limited to just cell phones. Now, people say, well, what else is there? But, going back to the old days of Palm Pilots, I don't know if you remember those.
Yeah,
Palm
my BlackBerry.
Palm
Nice.
Pilots.
Nice.
iPads, I don't know if anyone really uses iPods anymore, but, any type of electronic device. And if it's in your hand. So it's because I get people all the time, well, I wasn't texting. That doesn't matter. If you are holding it, that is a violation of the law. And the statute itself, it does have multiple exceptions, which can get a little tricky. Like, for instance, if you're 18 and over, you can hold the phone up to your ear and talk on it.
Okay.
And that's okay.
Okay, that's good to know.
Once you take it down, if they see you, that's a violation.
I need to tell my daughter.
That's a violation of the law. And
Our listeners are learning something right now.
I'm learning something right now.
Sergeant Smith, I don't know if he's been promoted, but can probably tell you from OSP standpoint, that's who is getting everybody. I've had a few trials with troopers, and one was at night, and that's what they said. It's a dead giveaway. We can see the screen. We can see the screen in the car
I'm gonna tell
at
her.
night.
Yeah.
And I had a couple of those trials, and dash cams, body cams, specifically dash cams. It's hard sometimes to get the perspective of what that trooper or officer sees as I'm watching it in court.
Yeah.
But when it was nighttime and I could see, the light of the screen, I'm like, Now that particular defendant had a very interesting explanation. It was at the beginning of the current president's when he took office and when a bunch of executive orders were coming out, and he just told me that he was just so concerned and compelled. He felt he had to watch the news to see what was going on.
All right.
Just trying to stay informed.
As he was driving down 77.
Yeah, it seems like,
where we all watch the news.
And
Yeah.
I said, well, I appreciate your engagement in current events, but maybe wait till you get home.
Yeah.
Maybe wait till you get home to see what's going on. So we get the GPS. We get a map from around here. I've gotten, a door dasher trying to figure out where they're going.
Address. Well, that's what I was going to say. Like, my daughter, she takes a lot of clients home. She works for an adult day hab, and she'll have the phone sitting in her lap with Google Maps on, talking to her.
Yeah.
Or if she has to drive late at night home, she'll call me and talk to me, but she doesn't want to. She wants to have two hands on the wheel, so she'll put it either in a cup holder or on her lap so she can hear the speakerphone.
And again, not to get into the minutia and the weeds, but if you read the statute, it's crazy how they even allow for like a certain number of swipes. It's just best don't have it in your hand at all. Now,
100%.
I will just add real quick that there's that new statute. When I say new, about a year or so old, but there's also the offense of distracted driving. Now, the prohibited use of a handheld device, you can be stopped only for that and charged only with that. It's called a primary offense.
Yeah.
Distracted driving, that's been a statute, been an offense for several years. You can only get charged with distracted driving if it goes along with another offense. And distracted driving, that could be anything. That could be you're putting your mascara on.
Oh, yeah, I've
that
seen
can
it.
be you're eating, a full meal while you're driving. That could be I'm yelling at my kids in the back to stop fighting with each other.
Right.
So distracted driving can be anything, and that's still out there as well. And my oldest drives her three sisters around, and just seeing how they interact with themselves in our home. I've tried to tell my oldest, listen, when you're driving, you have to focus on that.
Yeah.
And that's important, I think, too. When you do get a car full of teenagers, there's just so many things that that as a driver they need to be mindful of and make, again, the good decisions while they're driving.
100%. Well, we thank you guys so much for coming in.
I learned a lot.
Yeah, me too. That
You
was
need to
so
just come on the show and
informative.
go over laws with us.
Yeah, just get in touch with us. We should have you on. Yeah.
Anytime, I just have to put in a permission slip with my boss.
Okay.
I feel bad I sort of took over airtime, Judge. That's what happens. That
He
happens
passed it
frequently.
to you for a reason. He knew you were good. He knew you were good to go. That's why he handed
You're
it out.
absolutely right,
Yeah.
Tracy. I'm glad Don's here. And I want to, that's why I brought Andrea. She deals not only with her daughters in school and that population that we're here today to help, but I think it's important that we thank Q92 for partnering with all your sponsors and with Fairless High School to make a difference for these young students who are the future of our community and our country.
And we just want them to have a great time, the time of their lives. We want them all to go home safe and be back in school.
And to know they have the community support.
Absolutely, we do.
Jim, thank you guys so much for
Kristen,
the time.
Lauren,
Great conversation.
thank you. And you
Great
too, Don.
conversation.
Thank you.
All right, it's the 17th annual Students for Sobriety broadcast live here, Fairless High School, beautiful Navarre, Ohio, right here on Q92.
You're listening to the Q92 Morning Show live from Fairless High School for the 17th Annual Students for Sobriety powered by CSE Federal Credit Union.
We're back here broadcasting live 17th Annual Students for Sobriety broadcast. Hard to believe, 17.
17 years
That
of
is a lot.
going to local high schools to spread the message, make good decisions.
Yeah, absolutely. We do that here all morning long. We also get to talk to a lot of the staff and students at every high school we go to every year. Again, we're out here at Fairless this morning. Thank you to our sponsors, Save Communities, Child and Adolescent Behavioral Health, ComQuest Recovery Services, Brewster Federal Credit Union, Brewster Cheese, Regional EMS, Rocksteady Builders, D-Hoff Ty Colucci, Dirty Hands Excavating, and Mary Ann's Donuts. Those businesses are the reason we can do this today, and we appreciate them for being here with us. We got Brent Remenerick from Key Club. He runs Key Club here at Fairless. Brent, thanks for taking a couple minutes to talk to us here this morning. We appreciate you.
Appreciate you having me on. Yeah, I just want to stop in for a couple minutes to talk about the good things our kids are doing in the community. It's a student service organization. We're connected with the Maslin Kiwanis International. Just had a partnership this year. This is my first year advising Key Club, though, so kind of just getting connections with local businesses and nonprofits in the community. Got a good group of 12, 13 kids that are just about giving back in the community. Great in class, but I know as teachers, we're not going to really care if you don't know the stages of mitosis 10 years from now for biology, but I have some good human beings that give back to the community, know the importance of service. So just wanted to kind of highlight a few things that they've done this year and some plans for next year that we have, and maybe just try to get some leads on some contacts for people here that are looking for volunteer hours to connect to, though. So
That's
just kind of
perfect. Yeah, well, you touched on, but for those listening, always know, like, oh yeah, Key Club, but they're like, but what is Key Club? Let's talk just for a second about what exactly it entails here at Fairless.
So Key Club itself is like the student organization that is affiliated with Kiwanis. So if you see the Kiwanis signs off the roads and stuff like that, though, we're like the high school version of Kiwanis. If kids want to graduate high school, a lot of them would join like their local Kiwanis International to give back as adults and stuff like that. But we're the student organization affiliated with Kiwanis. We work with Beth Albin out of the Towpath Trail YMCA, who's our kind of Kiwanis liaison. Just to establish a partnership to kind of they support us with if we need like funding or fundraiser money and stuff like that to put on some certain things, though, and just trying to build that partnership. But yeah, we're the volunteer organization for high school students.
That's awesome. Okay. And so tell us about some of the things that you guys have done this year and that you have coming up.
Yeah, starting the year, the big thing that we have is our annual food drive competition and rivalry week against Tuslaw, the Blue Ladle Food Drive.
Yep.
So I know that's a big thing for a lot of the schools around the area, during rivalry week, Maslin and
I was going to say, I think it's cool.
We do the blood battle with that.
Yeah, I always think it's cool when these schools that are rivals do something like that, where they take the rivalry but find a way to make it cool and help both communities.
And it's developed to be a big thing in both of our communities. So I know like several years ago, it wasn't really huge though, but now it's gotten insanely competitive for two small schools in the area.
Yeah.
We've been raising, like, each school has raised over 10,000 items for the last several years in a row, though. So
that is incredible.
In 1 week, Tuslaw and Fairless, like last year, organized the last 7 years. Tuslaw holds the lead 4-3. But last year we raised about 10,600 items. Tuslaw did 13,000, but I'm never going to complain.
Everybody wins, really.
Yeah, not going to complain about losing it if our community gets 11,000 items before the holidays and stuff like that, though. So, that's pretty awesome. We've been able to give back about 66,000 items over the last several years, and it goes directly to our food bank in Brewster.
Yeah.
So a lot of those people who are struggling in our communities can head down there throughout the year, but especially before the holidays. There's a big pickup before Thanksgiving and Christmas, so we kind of time it up. Rivalry week, it fits really well before the holidays, so no people go hungry in our community during the holidays for that.
One thing that Lauren and I have noticed just here this morning, because a lot of these times when we bring in all these different clubs, we're seeing a lot of repeat kids, and that really is cool to me, because what we've noticed is that these kids are really engaged in all of the extracurricular activities here, not just athletics. All these kids seem to have their hand in a couple different buckets helping out around here. Is that the way this community is?
I don't have any students with me, though. I think it was little nerve-wracking to maybe be on the radio,
get
but
it.
I do have a few students who already actually previously spoke.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I have a
I'm
handful
sure.
of kids that are
I'm
involved in
guessing
several things.
Talaya might be in Key Club.
Yeah, no, I don't know if Nova spoke earlier.
She did.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Yeah, I was going to say we've met some incredible kids here
yeah.
this morning that are in multiple clubs and just do amazing things. I think it's super cool that Key Club really fosters compassion for others at such a young age. I mean, they're in high school and it's fostering that, giving back to your community, supporting the people who live and work in your area. And I love that aspect of Key Club myself.
It's more as important or more important than anything we're going to teach in high school.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's got to be encouraging as a teacher and coach to see all these kids, because I mean you see them all grow up right before you here in high school. But like she said, how engaged they really are. They're not just like, nah, I don't want to do that or not. They seem to want to do everything.
Yeah, we have a lot of kids that want to be involved in a ton of different things,
Yeah.
though, so that is pretty cool. Wanted to give a shout out to some of our local businesses. We've
Absolutely.
formed a partnership this last year with local businesses to serve as like drop-off locations for the Blue Ladle Food Drive, though.
Yeah.
So just wanted to give them some thanks. Krause's Navarre, the grocery store Brewster IGA, Rise Up Cafe by Main Street Deli in Navarre, best Reuben in the area. Hearns Precision Automotive, Brewster Bell Stores, Subway, the Navarre Animal Clinic, Brewster Village Hall, our local churches, Beach City Village Hall, the Navarre YMCA, of a lot of them that have kind of like made it a big deal too, and have gathered items during that rivalry week though too. So just wanted to give them.
It
give
takes
them
a
thanks as
community.
well.
It does. It takes a community of support to make sure that everybody's taken care for, in the community. So that's awesome. I love Key Club. This might be one of my favorites that we've heard about.
And I graduated from here, and I guess as a student, I didn't necessarily realize the need that a lot of people had in our community, because you're just kind of oblivious to those things. You're focused on being a kid, but just being a teacher here now, I kind of see the other side of there's a lot of people struggling in our community and everywhere. So it's good to give back, and we have a lot of kids that want to. So
Real quick before we let you go, you guys, football programs in such a good spot. We obviously Q92 Sports. We've done a lot of Fairless games over the years. Coach Sarbaugh is so great. But it's really, you guys had a great program going on, great kids, and it's been fun to watch you guys get this program where it is right now. And we love doing the Fairless Tuslaw game every end of the season, week 10, man.
Yeah, it's nice to have some small school love though, and I think Fairless has gotten a lot of praise the last several years. So we got a good thing going on, and also just wanted to throw a shout out. If there's any nonprofits in the area that are listening right now that you need some volunteer hours for, contact Fairless High School. They'll get you in touch to say, I run a nonprofit. I'm involved in a nonprofit. I'd like to have some volunteers. You'll get connected with me, and we're always looking for opportunities. So
awesome.
Just wanted to throw that out there.
Brett, Key Club, thank you so much. Thanks for what you do with these kids in this community. We appreciate you coming on for us, man.
Appreciate you guys.
Yeah,
thank you.
All right. It is the 17th annual Students for Sobriety broadcast here at Fairless High School. This is Q92.
You're listening to the Q92 Morning Show live from Fairless High School for the 17th Annual Students for Sobriety, powered by CSE Federal Credit Union.
Not believe it's already here, but the 17th Annual Students for
I know.
Sobriety broadcast here at Fairless High School. And now we're going to be talking to Principal Merritt, who's done such a great job helping us organize this, putting up with us.
Yes.
And in charge of everything that's going on here. Principal Merritt, thanks for getting up extra early. You let us in this morning at 5 a.m.
Not a problem.
I
Thanks
mean,
for being here. Great to have you all with us today.
No, it's been great. And I'm sure Lauren and I have been talking about this all morning. Your kids are awesome. And what's really cool about your kids is not only are they, polite and kind and all that, but you can see how engaged they are with each other. But in all the programs you guys have here at Fairless, every kid we talk to is in 3 or 4 different extracurricular groups. Like, it seems like your kids are really engaged in everything.
Thank you. And that's something we push. We know that the more that they're engaged with their school, the better experience that they're going to have. So we really try to emphasize being involved in the arts, the athletics, any extracurricular academic club that they could do is all beneficial for them. So
You know what I love is this morning I observed how many students will come right up to you and have a conversation. No, this is a good thing. I really think it's cool that they genuinely feel connected and comfortable with you, that they can walk up to you and just start having a conversation. Like, that was one of the biggest things I noticed this morning. And for me to I looked at this group of girls and I was like, hey, will you take a picture with your principal? And they were all like, sure. I mean, they were all so sweet.
A lot of principals probably have their different ways. There's more than one way to do it.
Yeah.
But you do seem to have the more personable style. And I agree with Lauren. Like, I think for a kid to feel like he can come up to you, whether it's joking or with an issue or a problem, feel like they can approach you and not be afraid or intimidated.
Right.
I think Lauren's 100% right. That can mean a lot to these kids.
Well, I try to lead. I want the kids talking to me, and I can't do that. I can't get them to talk to me if I put up a front or something like that. So I try to engage them, have fun with them. I'm here, we're here for them, and I need them talking to me so that we can better serve them.
Yeah.
That's what it's about.
So they have prom coming up. It's tomorrow, isn't it?
Yes.
That's right. Okay. And Nickajack.
Yes, at Nickajack Farms.
And we talked with the judge about, those are some rural roads that they're going to be traveling. Great venue, by the way, Nickajack Farms.
Yeah, that's our first time out there. We're really looking forward to it.
Gorgeous. Yeah. They're going to have a great time. And I watch as these students engage with you, and they all know you, and they all love you, and you know all of their names. So I know that you take their well-being very personally.
Yes.
So what is your message as a principal to these students this weekend?
Well, my message to them is enjoy the moment, have fun, think things through. Don't put yourself in a bad situation. We care about you. We love you. And,
we want to see you Monday morning.
We want to see you Monday.
Yeah, that's the bottom line, because you care about these kids. Like,
yes.
You truly do. And a lot of them you've probably known forever. And even if just from high school, you've watched them grow up from freshman to senior. And like you said, you don't want to get a phone call of a tragedy that happened because of a poor choice. So I'm sure you guys stress that to them all week long as they lead up to this.
Absolutely. They know, but I think sometimes it's breaking down those walls of, allowing them to exercise their good judgment. They know right from wrong. They know what to do. It's just a matter of doing it.
Yeah.
So we're encouraging them. And so thank you for being here to help reinforce that message today.
Now, before we do let you go, Principal Merritt, I do feel like we almost should apologize to you as I see some of our friends have sat up here today. They're handing out Frisbees.
Yes.
And squish balls. I've noticed some squish balls.
And I can only, you were talking off air. I got a feeling we know what you're going to be doing for most of the day, the rest of the day.
We should apologize.
You're going to have a nice collection in your office.
Are there any more implements that are
Not that we
throw?
know. We're going to do a T-shirt toss later, but they'll take those home with them. They won't leave behind.
I would love to see his office at the end of the day and see how many little squish balls.
Well, I didn't take any from the tables because I know I'll have a few in the office by the end of the day. So
100% you will.
No, Principal Merritt, you've been so kind, so welcoming, so fun to work with.
Yes.
Thank you for everything, letting us come here and do this. And
It's been our
thank you
pleasure.
for caring like you do, which is very evident. And by the way they feel about you, it's really cool to see. So thank you for all you do for these kids here.
Hey, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you once
All right.
again.
Absolutely. Principal Merritt here at Fairless coming up. We're going to be talking to head coach Sarbaugh here from Fairless. He's been running the football team for a long time. He misses the old building right here. We're going to talk to him coming up here on your Students for Sobriety broadcast here on Q92.
You're listening to the Q92 Morning Show live from Fairless High School for the 17th Annual Students for Sobriety powered by CSE Federal Credit Union.
Here live, Fairless High School Students for Sobriety broadcast live on Q92. You can be listening at Q92radio.com. You can be watching along on the Q92 Facebook, YouTube, and X pages. Thank you guys for having us on here this morning. And thank you to all our sponsors for allowing us to have this broadcast here. 17th Annual Students for Sobriety contest. Coach Sarbaugh joining us right now. And if you're a Q92 sports person, Coach Sarbaugh is no stranger, as we do a lot of Fairless games every year. Talk to him always at St. Lumbos before the season starts. Coach, how you doing, man?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing real good, man. I just want to say real quick before we get anything else, you've done a great job with this program. Over the last few years here since Q92 Sports started, first of all, you've always been great talking to our guys for interviews, things like that. You've always been so welcoming when we cover Fairless football. So I want to just thank you on Q92 Sports' behalf for always being so welcoming and kind to us at Q92 Sports.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. You guys do an outstanding job covering our kids and covering the county. So anytime you come down here, it means a lot to us.
And it's funny because we talked about it with the principal here a couple minutes ago and other people here. There's a lot of small school programs out there. But you've kind of got Fairless on the map for the smaller schools that people pay attention to now. Just talk about how you've built that culture and how you've gotten this program to where it is, because you are one of the smaller schools everyone keeps their eye on now because they know Fairless is always going to be strong.
Yeah, I think it starts with our kids. We've got really good kids here that work hard and they've bought in. We've got two of them here in Cam Carl and Zach Gilkerson. Our parents have been outstanding. They're very supportive. And then our administration, like you talked to Chad Merritt, Mike Hearn, Zach Michael. So whenever you have success as a football program, it's not just one person, it's not one player. There's a lot of different hands that go into that. And with our parents, our booster club, with our Fairless linebackers and our Mothers Club are outstanding. So I'm really fortunate. I've got a lot of people that help me behind the scenes and outstanding staff. And obviously when you have success, you've got great players.
Absolutely. And you guys have held that standard now for a long time. And that's not easy to do. That's a testament to the kids that are coming through the program as well. Every year, you got kids leaving, new kids coming up from freshman or JV, things like that, or junior high. Like you've had a really good run here lately. And it's awesome to give the shot to the community because you're right. Without that support, it's not as easy. I'm sure it's just not as easy if the community's not behind you and helping and doing what you're doing with the program.
Yeah, I think you mentioned it. You guys have been down here, and Friday nights are special now.
They are.
Friday nights are an event, and that's where high school football, it's not just the football team. We've talked about it's our student section of Dirty Birds. It's the cheerleaders. It's the band. It's the community. The stadium on Fridays is the hub where everybody can come together, and we're all one. And that's something that we take a lot of pride in the football team, that we bring everybody together. And Friday nights are a place people want to be to celebrate our community and our young athletes in our school.
It is always a great atmosphere, a great stadium. But what's also cool is you guys always kick it off a day early. You know what I mean? That's like the tradition. You guys always, on that Thursday night, you truly kick off the football season. As a head coach, do you like that Thursday game week one?
Yeah, we do. We started it back in 2017, so we're coming up on almost 10 years of it.
Wow.
Coach Gamble, coach's kid who's been in Stark County, myself, coach's kid been in Stark County, and we said, what better way than to kick off Stark County football, which we think is one of the best areas in Ohio, on a Thursday night. Because once you get into the season, you guys know there's so many good schools in our county. And typically the Federal League with the bigger schools, they're going to get a lot of the notoriety and a lot of the media. But that Thursday night, like last year, we had Q92, we had the Repository, we had WHBC, we had Stark Media, we had 99.9. So it's an awesome opportunity, one, to kick off the season so you can prepare for it through August, knowing you're going to go on a Thursday. It's not in the middle of the year. But number two, it just gives our kids and our community a great opportunity to be on the spotlight. Because as you go through the rest of the year, we don't get that coverage.
That's a great point that you took advantage of that and said, we're going to do something a little different and we're going to make the game matter. And you and Sandy Valley have together made that game, same with Coach Gamble, made that game fun, made it exciting, made it something that the communities and all the media, like you mentioned, everyone looks forward to, and to where now they all want to be there. Everyone wants to be there, and it's just like you said, packed at the stands. The press boxes are packed. Everyone's cameras and video out. It's awesome. That's really interesting. That's cool, that idea that you had, because it's worked tremendously.
Yeah, it has, without question. Like you said, I think our fans look forward to it. Sandy Valley fans look forward to it. And then, like I said, in Stark County, the average fan, we've had two good programs between the two of us with very good players come through on both sides, both well-coached teams. And obviously Coach Gamble with his brother at Jackson, his dad at Perry, my dad's been at Hoover, my brother at Northwest. So then you get other fans that want to come support or watch. So the environment on that Thursday night is as good as any environment throughout the year. And I think that's what we've wanted to give back to our kids, to give them that opportunity, because Friday nights are special. And that Thursday night is as good as it gets, because you're kicking off the season and the crowd's outstanding. You can feel the energy in the air on both sides.
It's great. It's awesome. And we'll be there. We'll be there calling that game that Thursday night as well this year. Coach Sarbat, thank you again. Always, I saw you talking to John from our sports group too. We appreciate, like I said, we can't thank you enough. Not every school's as welcoming and as you. That's not a knock. I'm just saying you guys are really make us feel welcome when we come to call your sporting events, and we appreciate that.
Well, thank you. We appreciate everything you guys do. Stark County sports are special. We're at home that Thursday, like you said. Then we're on the road. We're on the road for 5 in a row.
I saw that. That's a hell of a road trip you got.
Yeah. We're home August 21st, and we're not home again until August 3rd. So we'll be on the road for all September. But we really look forward to you guys coming and covering us, because Stark County is so special, and you guys are one of those radio stations, media outlet that makes it special by caring about high school kids. So thank you for everything you do, just like today. This is awesome.
Thank you, Coach. We're going to talk to one of your players right now. So we're going to get one of them on right now. And just introduce yourself real quick.
Hey, I'm Zach Gilkerson. I'm a junior at Fairless High School right now, and I play football and run track.
Let's talk about what it's like playing for Coach Sarbaugh, man. What has it been like playing football for him while you've been here?
I mean, it's great. He's a great coach, and he does a good job. I think he really turned the program around in the time that he's been here. You know, he hasn't been here too long yet, but he's doing a great job, and I think it's only up from here.
What do you think it is that connected with the kids when he took over that helped take this program to where it is now?
I just think we're a really close-knit group. I think we do a really good job kind of staying close and understanding each other as a team.
We talked with Coach about that Thursday game. And that's as the coach aspect, but for you as the player aspect, do you enjoy that Thursday night game? Is it cool to you to have that first game on Thursday, or are you like, I kind of wish it was Friday?
Yeah, I love it. I love at that point you're just ready to play football. You know, you work out the whole summer, and as early as you can get out there, it's great just to have a chance to go play as soon as you can.
So in the off season right now, are you guys in lifting stage?
Yeah, we lift and we go and throw any chance we get to get on the field.
And what's it mean to play Sandy Valley? Like to start with Sandy Valley every year. What does that mean to you guys? Because it's become we talked about, it's become a special game.
Yeah, it really is a good little rivalry we've built. I enjoy playing them week 1 every year, and I just love building off the years before, and I think it's a great rivalry.
So sitting here talking in May, what do you think of your team this year?
I mean, I think we're looking good. We got some guys that are going to come up and I think surprise some people. I think we look really good, and we're going to go out there and do the best we can to make something happen.
There you go, man. Well, I appreciate the time.
Of course.
And good luck this season, man. We'll be calling your games, man. We'll be saying both your guys' names a lot.
Gotcha.
All right, man. That's the football team here with us on the Students for Sobriety broadcast here on Q92 from Fairless High School.
You're listening to the Q92 Morning Show live from Fairless High School for the 17th Annual Students for Sobriety, powered by CSE Federal Credit Union.
Thank you to CSE Federal Credit Union. Also, our other sponsors, Safe Communities, Child and Adolescent Behavioral Health, Conquest Recovery Services, CSE, of course, we just mentioned, Brewster Federal Credit Union, Brewster Cheese, Regional EMS, Rocksteady Builders, D-Hops, Ty Colucci, Dirty Hands Excavating, and, of course, Marianne Donuts for being the sponsors for this broadcast. We can bring it to you live from Fairless High School.
Yeah, good morning. We are joined by Fairless's track and field team. How are you guys this morning? Oh,
Someone's got to put
their
their
headphone on.
I know they were fighting over that.
That they were, and I think we forgot.
Yeah.
Like we got in discussion, and it was like, yeah. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. How are you?
Good. What's your name?
Andrew.
Andrew. Okay. What year are you here?
I'm a junior.
Okay, so you've got one more year, and have you been a part of the team all 3 years?
Since 7th grade.
Okay. Wow. Okay, since 7th grade. So, and what events are you a part of?
I do anything from like the 800 to the 3200, anywhere in there. My main one's the 1600.
Okay. So we've talked to a lot of different clubs and sporting teams this morning, and the one thing that we're noticing is that there's a theme that you guys are involved in a lot of things together, and that, with the school being a little bit smaller in size, you guys are really connected and really enjoy competing together and spending time together and all that kind of stuff. What has been your favorite part of being involved with the track team since 7th grade?
I mean, just going out and winning as a team and having all the fun we can do. I mean, that's probably how I'd answer it.
Okay. No, that's fair. We'll meet your other teammates that are here with you this morning. If you want to pass the headset down, tell us who you are and what year you're in here at Fairless High School.
I'm Bryce Fuller. I'm a freshman at Fairless High School.
Okay, so you're just incoming. How was your first year as part of the track team here at Fairless High School?
Good, yeah. It's been pretty fun. Good season so far. So.
Okay, what events are you into?
Mainly a 3200. But
okay.
How many laps is that?
That's a lot.
It's 8 laps.
Jeez.
That's a lot. Are you? You're.
What a wheeze thinking
Do you
about
see
that.
his sweatshirt? This is why it doesn't bother him at all.
Yeah, cross country.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's very true.
Yeah. So what are you looking forward to as you grow as part of the track team? I'm assuming you're going to be back next year on the track team here at Fairless High School. What are you looking forward to most?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to, putting together good teams, good relays, and really going out there and competing.
All right. And it's Abby, correct? Aubrey. Okay. Excuse me. Aubrey is back on with us and member of the track team as well. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. And so what is your favorite part of being, on the track team here at Fairless High School and being a part of it?
I think my favorite part is just seeing people grow and the support that our team has for each other. It's just really nice to see.
Okay, awesome. If you want to pass the headset, I'd like to talk to Coach here for just a quick second.
Give the coach some love here.
Yeah, we got to give the coach some love here. He shows up every day for these kids, works with them, trains with them. And, we have come to find that you have some really special students here at Fairless High School. And so, we know you spend a ton of time with them. And yes, it's, at the track and it's working out and increasing times and working on field events, all that kind of stuff. There's a vested interest there on your part. And we're getting ready to say goodbye to some of these students as they go on and graduate. And welcoming some of them back, but they're up against prom, graduation. They're going to go away for the summer and all that kind of stuff. So I just wanted to kind of know, do you have a message for these students that are on the track team with you that you've come to know so well?
I think the biggest thing that we tell our kids is enjoy their 4 years and try to leave the program better than you found it. These guys do a great job of working hard. They do a great job of balancing all the different things that they do in the school, and they do a great job with it. So, we love having them for the 4 years of high school, 2 years of middle school for a lot of these guys. And, we're privileged to be able to work with them because they're great kids.
Yeah, they really are great kids. Well, we appreciate you guys all coming out. I know it was an early morning this morning for you guys. And we appreciate, the staff that supports these kids because it's very evident how great they are with you guys and how much you guys love your teaching and your coaching staff here at Fairless High School. And we want to wish you a very happy and fun and safe. Be back here on Monday. I know it's Friday. We got a lot of fun events planned for the weekend. But have a great time at prom. Just be good. That's all. That's all we ask.
All right, thank you guys so much. That's the Fairless track team with us here. 17th annual Students for Sobriety broadcast here on Q92.
You're listening to the Q92 Morning Show live from Fairless High School for the 17th Annual Students for Sobriety powered by CSE Federal Credit Union.
Okay.
And we are back here, 17th Annual Students for Sobriety here at Fairless High School here, winding up here in the 8 o'clock hour. I want to thank everyone for having us on this morning, whether it's the radio and you're listening at our website, q92radio.com, or whether you're watching us on Facebook, YouTube, or on X. We really appreciate you guys being a part of this awesome show we do. We do it once a year for 17 straight years, Lauren, and today we're over at Fairless, and it's been a lot of fun.
It has been a lot of fun. And, we would be remiss if we didn't say thank you to some of the people making it possible. The point of this morning was to really show up and show these kids here at Fairless High School that not only does their staff and administration care deeply about their well-being and their safety and their success, but so do a lot of other people in the community. So we want to say thanks to the Stark County Sheriff's Office and Safe Communities, Child and Adolescent Behavioral Health, ComQuest Recovery Services, CSE Federal Credit Union, Brewster Federal Credit Union, Brewster Cheese, Regional EMS, Rocksteady Builders, DeHoff Realtor, Ty Colucci, Dirty Hands Excavating, Mary Ann Donuts, and we absolutely have got to thank the National Guard because we're staring at the largest indoor inflatable that I have ever seen in a gym at a high school ever, and these kids have loved every second of it.
You've heard the noise of it. You've heard the thumps. You've heard. We've
Yes.
watched some kids exit.
We've held our breath to make sure nobody got hurt.
But I think
Yeah.
every kid made sure they got in there and had a great time today, and they're still doing it. And I think it gets bigger every year. I don't know if it's me. I think the inflatable gets a little bigger every year.
I'm always impressed when it goes up because I'm like, I forgot how big it was.
It's like when you're calling sports, they say when you're doing a Massillon game, they add a row of steps every year. It feels like
right.
The older you get. But the National Guard with us right now. And again, seriously, thank you guys for being part of this event with us here today. We appreciate it.
Sergeant Van Arsdale, I know this was an early rise for you this morning.
Yeah.
Doesn't live super close, kind of like you, Christian, only he did commute in this morning. And I appreciate you working with us on this to make this happen this morning for the students at Fairless.
Yeah, no problem. We always enjoy coming out and doing stuff like this for the community. So it's been a blast all morning.
Yeah, and that's a cool thing about the National Guard. Obviously, you guys, if anyone's interested, you want to talk to them about it, what you guys can do, what you can offer. We'll get to that in a second. But you guys also just love being part of your communities and being out at anything you guys can be a part of, which is a testament to you guys. And what is it about Students for Sobriety that you guys always want to be a part of? Is it just the kids?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's the kids and just keeping that partnership open with the schools is a huge part of what we do. I was talking with one of my recruiters earlier, and I was just saying, hey, this isn't an active recruiting event for us. This is us coming out, being a part of the community, and showing support to the schools.
Yeah. And then if they come to you though and they have questions, you're hearing, but like you said, you're not like, hey kids, get over here right now. It's not like that.
No, that's not what this event's about. We do a lot of that. We try to do as many events as we can, and if the school says, hey, we need you to come out and do the inflatable, if we can do that, we'll be there all the time. So. Yeah,
no, we absolutely appreciate you guys being here. But let's get into it a little bit. Some of the younger kids. I just had this conversation. I have a lot of nephews. I have like 17 nephews and just a couple of nieces. And I do have some that are in the military, one actively serving in the South Carolina National Guard.
Okay.
And then one that is leaving on June 4th for Parris Island, serving in the Marines.
Yep.
So we just had this conversation the other night, the difference between what all of the branches of the military were and things like that. So can you tell our listeners just a little bit about what it is really the National Guard supports for the United States and for our states?
Yeah, sure. So we're a little bit unique in the way kind of that the organization is run, and we answer to the president, and we also answer to the governor. Okay, so which is nice because we're funded both federally and by the state.
Yeah.
So we're a little unique. The big difference between us and some of the other branches, the National Guard, you're serving here in your community. Okay. When you go active duty Army, you go get stationed, or if you go Marines, you go get stationed, and you're off doing that and doing great things. All the branches do excellent things. But the National Guard is unique in the way that we serve our community here locally. We have, I don't know how many different units across the state of Ohio, all from Columbus to, Cincinnati to all the way up to, Cleveland, Toledo, all that. So our mission mainly is, our bread and butter is really local. If there's any, like train derailments, things like that, we play a
You
huge
step
part
up.
in that. Yeah.
Natural disasters.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Natural
you
disasters.
guys, that's
Yep.
you guys come to the rescue on things
Yeah.
like
So
that.
we answer the call to that, but we deploy. So if federally they say, hey, we need
Some
you
of
guys,
your units, yeah.
we need you guys out in Kuwait or Afghanistan or border missions, things like that. So that's why we're unique. We do a lot of community stuff, but then we also can deploy federally.
Okay. Yeah. So, I mean, if this is something that you've been considering doing, being a part of the military, things like that, but you kind of want to potentially stay a little closer to home
Sure.
while you serve your country here
That's
in
right.
the United States, this is a great option.
Yep.
And I know we've talked about before in Students for Sobriety's past, there's a lot of opportunities for education, higher education,
Yep.
once you join the National Guard. And that's an option. I know we have a lot of listeners that are parents, might have their kids that are undecided on what they want to do as they move forward.
Yeah.
Can you talk just a little bit about what that looks like or what it could look like for their student?
Yeah. So when I was in high school, I never had a National Guard recruiter come in and talk. And so I had no idea what it was, what they offered, the benefits, things like that. So another unique part of the National Guard is while you're serving, it's 1 weekend a month. Okay. So the rest of that time, you're either going to college full time or you're in a trade. And we pay 100% tuition to any state school in Ohio. Okay.
Yeah.
So you don't have to worry about student loan debt when you get out, things like that. But not everybody is meant for college, and that's okay.
Absolutely.
But that's another big thing that we've been trying to hit on more is the trades. We push it a lot because there's a lot of money in the trades.
I was going to say, and there's a lot of job opportunities too for a trade. So if you're someone that really wants to get into a career, I mean, man, if you're a welder or something like that, you're going to have a job forever.
Yeah, yeah. And the thing is, like my buddy here, my recruiter to sit next to me, he was a local iron worker in Canton. Okay, and he was doing just the National Guard 2 days a month, and then he was working full time as an iron worker for a union. And one of the awesome things, another benefit of the National Guard is while he was an apprentice, because he was in the National Guard, he got paid as a journeyman. So it was a huge pay difference.
Yes.
I mean,
Huge.
you're going from, $18 or $20 an hour all the way up to $36, $38 an hour, whatever it was.
Well done.
So,
Yeah. Good job there.
Yeah. So there's so many different little things like that people just don't know about the National Guard. So it's really an awesome thing to look into. If you're thinking about college or you're thinking about a trade, definitely look into it.
Anyone that wants more information, how can they reach out to you guys, or what website can they go to?
Yeah, I mean, they just go to Ohio Army National Guard, search jobs. Depending on what area you're in, it'll link you with that particular recruiter if you put your information in there, so on and so forth.
Perfect. Thank you guys so much for getting up early, coming out, showing these kids that there are a lot of people that care about them and just want them home safe.
Yeah.
And care that, they really think about their future when they're making decisions over the next few weeks. And I say few weeks because it doesn't end with prom.
Right.
We've got graduation,
Right.
the summer kicks off and it's always an exciting time.
Yeah.
So we appreciate you guys so much.
Next year, let's make sure you guys are doing midday.
Midday broadcast.
Maybe even the afternoon.
He said that too. Because you would think, because we were in the military, and they make us get up crazy early, like when you're doing. But this is like earlier than early. I mean, just for reference, a lot of us were up like between 3:15 and 3:45 this morning. It was early.
No,
we're with you on that. Trust me, we're with you on that.
Thank you guys for having me on.
Thank you.
17th annual Students for Sobriety broadcast from Fairless High School on Q92.
You're listening to the Q92 Morning Show live from Fairless High School for the 17th Annual Students for Sobriety powered by CSE Federal Credit Union.
Today's hit music, Q92, broadcasting live out here at Fairless High School for the 17th. I cannot believe we've been to 17 different high schools and done the Students for Sobriety, where we go to area high schools and try to bring them a fun morning, try to give them some donuts and coffee, some fun games to play, some prizes to win, all while we give them the message that we want them to have a fun, amazing, but safe prom season. And today we're doing that at Fairless High School. What a fun time it has been. And again, the title sponsor, CSE Federal Credit Union. We have to thank Safe Communities, Stark County Sheriff's Office, Child and Adolescent Behavioral Health, ComQuest Recovery Services, Brewster Federal Credit Union, Brewster Cheese, Regional EMS, Rocksteady Builders, D-Hops by Ty Colucci, Dirty Hands Excavating, and Mary Ann's Donuts. Because of these awesome businesses, we could come out here and have a great time this morning. I almost said evening. This morning. And it's been a lot of fun. And one of the things I always like is kind of getting a sense of what the kids and the teachers and the staff here are like. And every year we're blown away by some of these schools. And this year at Fairless is no exception. And boy, a smaller school, so I get it. But man, these kids are so engaged in their school.
They are, and I would say that they're very lucky. They have, it's very apparent that they have a staff here that cares very deeply for the students and their success and their safety, and that's really what today is all about. We were very lucky to have a lot of our sponsors come out and set up and show these kids, like, hey, we're here for you. We have a lot of resources for you. So that was a really cool thing to see as well. Now, kind of as we move out of the fun part of the morning, not that our assembly is not going to be fun, but
This is going to get a little more serious.
It's going to get a little more serious, because at the end of the day, that's what today really is about, is showing these kids that making smart decisions is worth it. Sometimes you make a stupid decision, but what they don't realize at times, and we're here to just remind them, is sometimes those decisions will stick with you for a lifetime. We don't want to see anybody make any of those decisions. So, that is what our presenter is going to be about. We're very lucky to be joined by Birdie Light, Beth Weinstock, her foundation. She's going to talk to the students here about her son, Eli, who had an accidental overdose. And when I say accidental, he accidentally ingested fentanyl. And it's talking today about these students that you don't know what is out there and that it is never safe to ingest anything. So that's kind of her message this morning, and also supporting the message, make good decisions. Your family loves you, your staff loves you at your school, your friends love you, and we want to see everybody back here on Monday.
Absolutely. We met a lot of awesome young men and women here at this high school tonight. And like you said, I want to see every one of them back here talking about what a blast they had and what an amazing time they had at prom. And afterwards, Cedar Point or Kennywood, wherever you go. It was a tradition. Yep. Ours was Cedar Point. I don't know. Did you go?
Ours was Cedar Point when I was in school. Yeah. In fact, even like our school organized like a bus trip where you could go on a charter bus, so you didn't have to worry about transportation or anything like that.
We did that once not to date myself, but Geauga Lake. We did that to Geauga. I remember taking a bus with school up to
Did you ride the wood in the water ride that went down the hill?
Like the logs?
Yeah, the log ride. That's what it was.
The oddest memory I have is, and this is so stupid and random, means nothing, but for some reason, every time I think of that ride, I think of me standing in line, and they had TVs with playing music videos.
Yeah.
And Tina Turner's "What's Love Got to Do with It" was on.
Wow.
And for some reason, whenever you bring up the log ride, I start hearing "What's Love Got to Do with It" by Tina Turner.
All I could hear over there was meep meep, because you've always said that I'm not the one on any of those rides. I was over on the antique cars, driving them on the track. So
the log ride, you had the first little hill, and you had the big one that would splash you. That was a good.
Or you could stand on the bridge and get splashed.
You could.
If it was a hot day
with that beautiful clean water. It was awesome. And there was the wave. Oh, the wave was. I got kneed in the head by so many people growing up at the wave. But enough about Geauga Lake. That's just what we do after prom.
Yeah,
and
reminiscent.
Hope everyone here has a really safe time.
Yeah.
So we're going to be transitioning now over to the auditorium.
Yep.
So that's pretty much going to do it for us here for the broadcast here. But I got to tell you, man, so many thank yous. I mean, we could go on for hours thanking people right now.
Obviously our sponsors, but we've also got to say a huge thank you to Principal Merritt over here at Fairless High School, the coaches, all of the teachers that came over that are a part of these clubs that work with these kids all the time. Thank you for showing up and for allowing us into your school and to kind of pull the curtain back to show the community how awesome your kids are here at Fairless High School.
Very cool. The National Guard was amazing. Everyone, the kids were amazing. It's been a great time. Big Marianne Donuts. Boy, I don't know if there's a donut left. That's fantastic.
I think there might be literally
like one or two.
A donut or two left.
Well done. So we'll be back obviously on Monday. So this is the last time we're going to talk to you guys today. We hope you have a tremendous weekend. Enjoy it. We got tacos and tequila tomorrow. With Flow Rider going to be in town. Genuine going to be in town. Twista. Everyone have a great time. Be safe there tomorrow.
Absolutely.
And
same goes for you adults that are listening right now. Make good decisions.
You guys make good decisions too.
Christian and I want to see you back Monday morning listening to the Q92 Morning Show.
Oh, man. Thanks for everyone getting up early. Jake and Lauren, thank you. You guys got up a little earlier than normal today.
Little.
Well, welcome to my world a little bit. But it was a good time. We pulled it off again.
Move closer.
It's not up to me.
I know.
I no longer make life decisions. Again, one more time. Let's thank our sponsors here real quickly before we get out of here.
Stark County Sheriff's Office, Safe Communities, Child and Adolescent Behavioral Health, ComQuest Recovery Services, CSE Federal Credit Union, Brewster Cheese, Brewster Federal Credit Union, Regional EMS, Rock Steady Builders, D. Hoff Realtor, Ty Colucci, Dirty Hands Excavating, the Ohio Army National Guard, and Mary Ann Donuts. Thank you all so much for supporting these outstanding students at Fairless High School and making this broadcast possible.
There you go. Thank you, everybody. We appreciate you. We'll be back on Monday. It's the Q92 Morning Show live from Fairless High School, the 17th annual Students for Sobriety broadcast. Have a great weekend, everybody.